official World Cup coverage on SJ Radio.
Here we go in. The next games are on. Only one of Group A's was Saudi Arabia and Egypt. Saudi Arabia 2, Egypt 1, Uruguay 3, Russia 0. And now we're giving you live commentary of Iran and Portugal with updates from Spain and Morocco. So as it stands, Siberia and Egypt are out. With Russia, with Uruguay and Russia going through. Uruguay in first place, Russia in second. Spain and Portugal are through, but Iran it can still go through. So if Iran beat Portugal, that means that Iran goes through and Portugal are out. Morocco are out anyway. Welcome back to Free South tomorrow, of course. 3 o'clock we've got Australia and Peru and Denmark and France, and then at 7 o'clock we've got Nigeria and Argentina with Iceland and Croatia. So let's head over then. Portugal need a win. If they lose this, Portugal are out of the World Cup 2018. Let's find out what's happening.
The World Cup 2014 in Brazil. This is SJ.
Just to remind everyone back home of the permutations. Portugal with a draw at least will go through to the last 16. Spain also know the same against Morocco. There is a way, Chris, that Iran can get through with a draw tonight, but it would need Morocco to beat Spain by a couple of goals. So I think we rule that out. And basically Iran, it's good for Iran. They know if we win this game, put everything on the line, we achieve history.
And that is simply the way Iran will view this game. It's one nation, the slogan on the side of the Iran bus. One nation, one heartbeat, 80 million people, one more push they need, one more performance, one win, and they create history.
Captains tossing the coin on the halfway line. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the world's greatest ever footballers, probably the world's most famous footballer at the moment, and Ehsan Hadsafi, the 28-year-old who plays his club football for Olympiacos and couldn't really get a game for them in the second half of last season. So that's the slight sort of mismatch between the two teams. But actually, Chris Sutton, you could argue, take Cristiano Ronaldo out of this, he scored all 4 goals at the tournament. Iran can look at the rest of that Portuguese team, particularly at the back, and think, do you know what? We've got a chance here, big chance.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo has carried Portugal. Other players at some stage in this competition, if Portugal want to progress, they need to step up.
Here are the two teams for you then. Let's start with Portugal. They make 3 changes tonight. João Moutinho is ill, left out. Bernardo Silva and Gonçalo Guedes. In come Adrien Silva of Leicester, his first start of this World Cup. Same for Ricardo Quaresma, the 34-year-old who played such a big part in their triumph at Euro 2016. And Andre Silva will be helping Cristiano Ronaldo out up front. Rui Patricio in goal, Cedric right back, Guerrero left back, Pepe and Jose Font, 35 years old and 34 years old respectively. Quaresma and João Mario either side of the midfield. William Carvalho, Adrien Silva in the middle. Andre Silva and Cristiano Ronaldo up front. And Iran, well, they make one change this evening. Alireza Jahanbakhsh comes back into the side. Really needs to shine for them tonight if they are going to pull off the improbable. He comes in for Ansari Fard. The countdown begins to kick off. Alireza Bayranvant in goal. Remin Rezaian is the right back. Ehsan Hadsafi, the skipper and left back. Pour Ali Ganji and the 22-year-old Majid Hosseini are the two centre-backs. Hosseini winning only his 4th cap this evening. Starman, the Persian Pogba, Saeed Ezzatolahi sits in front of the back 4. It's a 4-5-1. Omid Ebrahimi's been really good in this World Cup so far for Iran. Vahid Amiri in with him. Jahanbakhsh and Mehdi Taremi play wide. Sadar Azmoun through the middle. 11 goals in 14 games in qualifying. An early clash in midfield between Ebrahimi and Guerrero has certainly come off worse. Free kick Portugal, Chris Sutton. That's an early. That's what Martin Keown calls a reducer, I think.
It was a reducer. That's what Iran do. Started the game with real intensity. They're not going to hold back. They'll be in Portugal's faces. That won't let them play. No time on the ball. That is what Iran are good at. 36
degrees apparently in Sarance this evening. Portugal take the free kick quickly, work it to João Mario left-hand side, comes back to Guerreiro into the midfield. The vanishing spray hasn't vanished just yet, and William Carvalho is still standing right next to it. Guerreiro's ball in. Iran are very, very good at defending set pieces, good at defending crosses. They defended that first one. It's been cleared long downfield, and it's headed back to the Portuguese goalkeeper, Rui Patricio. We've been hearing, Chris, that the Iranian fans, who we heard plenty of in Kazan ahead of the game against Spain, have been outside Cristiano Ronaldo's hotel room giving the Vuvuzelas a good blast.
And I think he went out and told them to settle down. But so they should be. They've been fantastic. The noise they've made, the passion which they've brought to this World Cup.
Spain-Morocco underway in Kaliningrad. Robin Cowan and Rob Green watching that one on BBC Radio 5 Live. Iran-Portugal playing out in Saransk. Spain top of the group at the moment on 4 points with Portugal by virtue basically of having received just one yellow card rather than two in the tournament. Iran are on 3 points and Morocco have none. Winners of this group will face Russia in the last 16. The runners-up in this group will face Uruguay in the last 16. 2 minutes gone in this first half, and William Carvalho, Portugal, red shirts, red shorts, green socks. Ball out to the left-hand side. Lovely back heel from João Mario. First touch for Cristiano Ronaldo. Drives the shot at Bayram Vant, makes the save. He spilled it, but it didn't go far enough for any Portuguese player to get on the rebound.
Yeah, smart goalkeeping there. Carvalho picking out a long pass from deep to Mario on the left-hand side. Beautiful touch into Ronaldo, who drives into the box, shifts it onto his right foot. Smart save from Bayram Vant.
3 minutes played. Iran 0, Portugal 0. So as things stand, and we'll keep saying this throughout the night, draws enough for Spain and Portugal to go through. And then, I guess, we will have to look at yellow cards and red cards depending on what happens this evening to see exactly where they finish. If they end up the same on disciplinary, then it actually goes to the drawing of lots, which will take place this evening as well. Ronaldo's pass is cut out at the back by Por Ali Ganji. Ebrahimi, Iran, by the way, are all in white, red trim around the tops of the shirts, the sleeves of the shirts, red numbers on their backs. And Hosseini, the 22-year-old centre-back, looks up, plays long downfield. Good little flick on there for Azmoun to chase. It's beyond Azmoun and ends up with Rui Patricio. 0-0.
Yeah, I don't think Iran should sit in as they did against Morocco and Spain early on. We saw in the second half against Spain that when they had a go and were on the front foot, that they were a real threat. They can't wait for things to happen. They need to make things happen themselves.
William Carvalho under pressure from Azmoun, who stopped halfway through making the challenge because he knew he was going to commit the foul, and they both just sort of paused for a second, and then William played his pass. Guerreiro, the left back, pokes it down the line for João Mario. Back heel to Guerreiro, nicely worked. But Por Ali Ganji is there, not the best clearance from him. Ends up at the feet of Adrian Silva. Plays it across to William. Nice first touch, just gets him away from Amiri. Then Adrian Silva to Andre Silva, down by the byline.
Silly challenge.
Rezayan came right into the back of him. That's free kick surely, Chris, isn't it? Has he got away with it, has he?
Well, it's a really daft challenge. Rezayan, an aggressive player. The OTT there should have been a free kick. Just plunges into the back of Silva on that byline. Don't want to give away any silly free kicks.
Got a little bit lucky there. Bayram Vant, I imagine the Iranian keeper will be busy tonight. We've talked lots about him in this tournament. I noticed he was quite a cool customer in the tunnel, actually, Chris. He was chewing a bit of bubble gum and blowing bubbles just to relax himself.
He was one of the only ones. I think there's, with so much at stake, there was tension.
Now then, chance for Iran on the counter. Azmoun, not the best ball from him, though. Guerreiro is able to intercept, down by the byline. clears with his left foot, down the touchline, headed out for a Portuguese throw left-hand side inside their own half. Early update from Kaliningrad on Spain-Morocco. Robin Cowan.
Still Spain 0, Morocco 0. Spain have a corner kick on the near side, the right. David Silva is going to take it. Lots of instructions from the referee about holding. It goes deep towards Piqué, and it is cleared by Morocco. But as we expected, Rob Green, the Spanish monopolising possession early on.
Yeah, Morocco aren't looking to engage on anything in the Spanish half. They're just sat deep. When they do get into the half, they're very aggressive and doing okay at the moment. But it's early days, and it's a long evening ahead for them.
Spain just need a point to qualify for the next stage of the World Cup. Spain 0, Morocco 0.
Thank you, Robin. Same for Portugal as well. Iran really need the win here. Iran 0, Portugal 0. 6 minutes played in Saransk. Usual noise around Iran games. You can hear those vuvuzelas buzzing like a huge drone of bees all around the stadium. Iran trying to win the ball back inside their own half. Couple of strong challenges, and then Jahan Baksh gets his first touch of the night. Plays it to the right back, Rezaian. He's easy to spot in the bright pink boots. Jahan Baksh, nice layoff from Azmoun to him. Chance here for Iran. Works it onto his left foot, edge of the area, rolls it in. The shot comes in, and it's badly scuffed wide by Amiri. But the build-up, Chris Sutton, was good.
Encouraging. Nice touch from Azmoun in a central position. Out to Jahan Baksh on this right-hand side, and he does well. Gets his head up, just picks a pass to Amiri from that 18-yard line, who comes onto it first time. It's a poor effort, a tame effort, no real conviction in that shot.
As Juliet Farrington's just reminded me, Iran and Portugal have played together at the World Cup before in Germany 2006. Portugal won the game 2-0, and a certain fella called Cristiano Ronaldo scored his first ever World Cup goal. He's got 4 at this World Cup so far, but there's an Englishman who's one ahead of him in the goal scoring charts. Harry Kane's on 5, Romelu Lukaku is on 4, Diego Costa's on 3, and he's playing for Spain against Morocco tonight. Lots of Portuguese possession, no surprise that. We know how Iran play the game, soak up the pressure.
Well, I'm not so sure. I think it was always going to be interesting. Both teams haven't had the majority of the possession in both their previous games, but it is Portugal who are controlling this game.
Now then, loose pass from Ronaldo this time. Jahan Baksh picks it up, crosses the halfway line, tries to play the pass through the legs of Jose Font. He intercepts, and it's out for a throw. Portugal, 1 defeat in 30 competitive internationals. Iran,
1 in 24.
So you stole my thunder.
Which is better?
Well, 1 in 30 is slightly better because it's 6 more games, but the point I'm trying to make is 2 teams who are not used to losing. And Iran will definitely believe the way they've performed at this tournament so far. Quick thinking from Cristiano Ronaldo. Launches a throw down the left-hand side to Andre Silva. Almost backheels it straight out of play. He's managed to keep this. He's got 2 defenders on him. Good turn from Andre Silva. Right-footed pass comes low back into midfield, 40 yards out. Williams crossing 2. Oh, the defender gets in the way of the keeper, and João Mario blasts the half volley over the bar. We've not seen Iran do that too much, and there's a bust-up between Alireza Beiranvand and was it poor Ali Ganji who got in his way? Just a complete miscommunication, and it very nearly gifted Portugal the lead.
Yeah, it was a miscommunication. Carvalho just whipping a ball into the box, and Beiranvand, I think he calls, and it is poor Ali Ganji who hooks it away.
Eza Talahi. And the two of them, I mean, it shows you, Chris, isn't it? The passion there.
And they're up. There's a little shove from the goalkeeper, and there's a Talahi, but it shows you they're rattled.
Ball is cleared long downfield, so nervous moments for Iran in the early stage. It's been so solid defensively, so unlike them to make a mistake like that. It very nearly cost them, and João Mario just couldn't keep the half volley down. We got a close-up shot of Carlos Queiroz, the Iranian boss, born in Mozambique, has managed the Portuguese national team twice, not spoken to Cristiano Ronaldo for 8 years, as we were hearing from Guillem Balaguer, since their exit from the World Cup in 2010. The ball is headed high in the air by Jose Font. Iran 0, Portugal 0. João Mario's trying to control it inside the Iranian half. He's tackled by Rezaian. William Carvalho volleys it forward. Easy header back for Majid Hosseini. Latest on Spain-Morocco, Robin Cowan.
Still goalless, but Spain may have got away with one here because Gerard Piqué went in 2-footed on the Moroccan striker Boutaïb. He did get the ball, did Piqué, but you could see the silver studs on his boots glistening in the night sky as they went off the ground, and they didn't quite catch Boutayev. It could have been a really nasty injury. Nothing from the referee, just a foul, no cards, Rob Green.
Yeah, it's been a little bit niggly. I think we've had an altercation between Amrabat and Ramos, and then just that tackle then was certainly dangerous at least.
When you think that it could come down to fair play, who gets through to the group and who tops it, that could be a big talking point when it comes to the end of play in these two games. Still Spain 0, Morocco 0.
Thank you, Robin. And I imagine, considering VAR connects to direct red cards, that you'd have thought the video assistant referees would have seen the challenge. We obviously haven't seen it, Chris, and decided that, you know, Piqué did take the ball and didn't need to pass a message on to the referee.
Yeah, well, we don't have the benefit of watching that game,
No.
but you're always in danger. If you lunge in two-footed, you normally see a card and it's red.
Yeah, metaphorically, going in 2 foot is actually normally what you do to me when I slip up, for example, this evening and get the name of the river in Moscow wrong. Long ball into the penalty area, the Iranian penalty area. Better defending this time. Headed away. And Adrien Silva control. So cagey stuff, I would say, in Sarant so far, and that's exactly how we expected it to be.
Yeah, I think the worry for Iran is Carvalho. Just see him on the ball there, picking up. He is dictating play for Portugal.
Cross comes in from the right-hand side, deep to the far post. Oh, Bayram Van's missed it. He looks a bit nervous at the moment. Rezaian's behind him, clears with his right foot, up towards the halfway line. Azmoun will chase. Font will get there easily first and play it back to Rui Patricio.
Well, that's a worry. Is he really indecisive across? He should just be coming and collecting the ball. Misjudged that one badly. Bayram Van, nervous start from him.
Spain 0, Morocco 0. Iran 0, Portugal 0. As things stand, Spain will top the group by virtue of one fewer yellow card in the group, and they will go through to face Russia in the last 16, which will be some game and some atmosphere. And Portugal would face Uruguay, and that won't be easy, having seen them put 3 past the host this afternoon. Brilliant skills from Ronaldo midway inside the Iranian half. 1-2 with Guerrero. Ronaldo again ships it out to the right-hand side. Quaresma's cross in. Bayram, but he's let it through his hands, and he gets lucky again. Scrambled away by poor Ali Ganji. He is an absolute bag of nerves, the Iranian keeper, and Portugal will know it, and they will continue to press. Here's Guerrero, another cross in. Stayed on his line this time, Bayram Van. Adrien Silva nods the ball back to William in the Portuguese midfield.
It's a massive worry. He's not a Persian cat tonight, is he? Far from it. It wasn't a difficult one to come and claim. Spilt it. He's gotten away with that. Once again, that's a couple of times. If you're Portugal, keep loading the ball in.
Ball is chipped down the line by Cedric. Here come Portugal again. Lovely first-time control from Quaresma. Ronaldo's waiting at the back post. Rezaian covers it bravely, nods it behind for the corner.
He's done well a couple of times when Ronaldo's just peeled in off the back of him. He's come and headed that out, took no chances.
Corner coming Portugal's way, quickly to Robin Cowan. Goal in Kaliningrad.
And it's gone to Morocco. Spain 0, Morocco 1. A terrible defensive mix-up from Spain, and Boutayev has just run through straight on goal and slotted it past David De Gea, Rob Green.
Yeah, it was Ramos and Iniesta passing it between themselves on the halfway line. Decided a bit of Hugo Migo, neither of them went for it, and it ended up with just a clean run on goal from the halfway line, and David De Gea got a leg to it but couldn't stop it, and it's 1-0.
So Spain 0, Morocco 1. This doesn't do anything to the table as of yet, but it's very early on. Spain 0, Morocco 1.
Corner for Portugal here. Quaresma into the near post, headed high in the air and behind. Last touch came off an Iranian defender, so it's another corner for Portugal. 14 minutes played. Portugal do actually now top the group because the goal difference has changed. Spain's goal difference drops to 0. Portugal have the goal difference of +1, and Spain 4 points. Portugal 5 points, of course, because they're in the process of getting a draw at the moment. So Morocco also, if they won the game, would move themselves to 3 points. They cannot qualify for the last 16. So things just changing ever so slightly. Corner for Portugal in towards the near post, headed away. Adrien Silva controls, is fouled on the edge of the box. Shooting chance for you-know-who.
Do you know what? I think he buys this, Adrien Silva, as the ball they've actually defended the two corners well. As it's popped out, Silva reads the play, nips in front of the Iranian midfielder. I think there is a little bit of contact, but it is within range for Ronaldo.
Whatever you think about Cristiano Ronaldo, I love the sense of theatre around the free kicks. He really does say, look everyone, it's me, I've got the ball. He kisses the ball, he places it very deliberately in that little semicircle of vanishing spray just behind it. He pulls the shorts up. How many paces did he go back?
Four steps back, one across.
Okay.
Similar range to the one he scored against Spain.
It certainly is. He closes his eyes, he talks to himself, he takes a deep breath. His face is bathed in sweat. Are we going to get another special moment from Cristiano Ronaldo? Bayram Van, the Iranian keeper, bag of nerves. Free kick on its way, it hits the wall. We gave it the big build-up, and it goes behind for the corner. And Cristiano Ronaldo says handball. He says the wall, someone in there put an arm up, in which case he's saying you should have a penalty.
It's Azmoun who turns his back, raises his arm. Ooh. That's a penalty for me. Should be a penalty. I wonder whether this will get overturned.
Well, play restarts. It can't be.
He's raised his arms.
Yeah.
Azmoun turned his back, raised his arms. You just cannot do that. Portugal should have had a penalty.
Spain 0, Morocco 1. Turn up in Kaliningrad at the moment. Portugal should have had a penalty. They've got another corner. Quaresma's going to take it. Goes very, very deep. William heads it back. Ronaldo's waiting. Won't get to that one. Drops on the edge of the area. Font volleys. That's blocked. Volleyed away by Jahan Baksh with real oomph up to the halfway line. And already in Group B this evening, we have a really dramatic evening on our hands. Morocco, with their first goal of the tournament, leads Spain 1-0. So, Andre Silva tackled down by the byline. Portugal have another corner. Chris, you've just written down to me, explain VAR. Are you saying why have they not even looked at it?
Why have they not looked at it?
Well, they look at it because it's a potential penalty incident.
Yeah.
What they haven't done is said to the ref, you need to instigate a review.
Yep. And there should have been a review, and it should have been a penalty.
Do you think if the referee had been taken to the side of the pitch to watch the screen and seen it, he would have said...
Absolutely.
Okay. Corner taken short, whipped in left-footed. Bayram Van palms it away. Adrian Silva. Another cross comes into the Iranian penalty area, flicked on wide by Pepe, and behind for a goal kick. So a fairly breathless first 17 minutes. Iran 0, Portugal 0, Spain 0, Morocco 1. Portugal top in the group at the moment, and Spain still going through in second place, but level on points with Iran as things stand. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, and he's a worry, Bayram Van, the goalkeeper. There were question marks about his form coming into the World Cup, and his position seemed to be under threat. He's actually played pretty well in the two games we've seen him.
Definitely.
But is this occasion too big for him tonight? The early stages would suggest so.
And that's all it is, isn't it, Chris? It is the occasion, because as you say, we've seen him playing 2 World Cup games and he's looked solid.
Yeah, but I mean, this is it, the biggest game in Iran's history, but they have to keep the cool.
Iran 0, Portugal 0. Chris Sutton with me here watching the action in Saransk. Morocco 1 up against Spain in Kaliningrad. If they manage to get 2 up, an Iran draw would take them through on goal difference. So it is something we are going to have to keep an eye on that. Adrian Silva floating one straight down the middle, flicked on by Andre Silva, couldn't direct that towards Cristiano Ronaldo. And Bayram Van looking a little bit more confident there, picking the ball up as Ronaldo runs in and then slings it out with his right arm. Flicked on down the line by Jahan Baksh, who continues his run. Ebrahimi controls it, plays a ball across midfield. Referee gets 2 or 3 touches on that and helps Iran out, actually. They still have it inside the Portuguese half. So here they come again. Rezaian, long diagonal into the penalty area. Azmoun jumps, headed out only as far as Taremi. Taremi with a little step over here, back to goal, still inside the Portuguese penalty area. Ball's back to Hadj Safi. Tries the little turn on the ball, goes tumbling over. Portugal with the chance to counter down the right-hand side. Good challenge by poor Ali Ganji on Cristiano Ronaldo. And again, bringing it forward now is Hosseini. Flicks it to the left. Azmoun heads it up in the air. Gets a call from Hadj Safi to leave it. Brilliant nutmeg, he's fouled. Free kick Iran this time in Ronaldo range.
Yep. Really good from Azmoun. Strong centre forward, Ray backing him, making himself a nuisance. Flicks the ball to Hadj Safi, gets his head up, little nutmeg, and Adrian Silva. And this is within range. Iran's first real opportunity. 25 yards out, left-hand side of the box.
Iran 0, Portugal 0. Iran free kick. Now this really, I've said this phrase already in this World Cup, would put the cat amongst the pigeons, as we say in England, if Iran score first here, or as they say in Russia, would get the goat into the vegetable garden. 20 minutes played. Last we heard, Spain 0, Morocco 1, free kick Iran. More news coming from Kaliningrad shortly, but let's see what Iran can do with the free kick. Long delay over this. The referee's not happy with something. Carlos Queiroz is frustrated and he's leaning with his arm just on the top of the Iranian dugout. Who's standing over the free kick here? Rezaian, the right back, is there, and Haj Safi, the left back, is there. Fantastic Iranian support all around this stadium once again.
It's Rezaian, I think, just kissed the ball.
Everyone seems to be kissing the ball in this World Cup. Rezaian concentrating hard, now looking at the ball, and he's going to kiss it with his right foot over the wall and round and wide and behind for a goal kick. Robin Cowan in Kaliningrad, what news?
Spain have leveled things up here. It's Spain 1, Morocco 1. Isco with the finish and Rob Green right out of the Spanish textbook, that goal.
Yeah, it was a beautiful series of 1 and 2 touch football. They picked the time and the gap to attack, and with a clinical edge, and it was a wonderful goal to watch.
Spain back on top on goals scored. Spain 1, Morocco 1.
Absolutely right, Robin. Spain on 5 points, Portugal on 5 points, Iran on 4 points in this group, and Portugal attacking down the right hand side with Quaresma. Cross comes in, Rezaian at the other end now, heading the ball away. He's been heavily involved, Iran's right back, so far in the first half of this half. Azmoun playing a ball into the penalty area. Jahanbakhsh tries to get there, and Rui Patricio came out bravely. He's taken a knock in the head. If he got there half a second later, he could have caught the Iranian. Could have easily been a penalty. He did the right thing, and he's taken a knock in the head for his pains.
No malice from Jahanbakhsh. Really good pass from Azmoun, who's looked a bit brighter in this game down the left-hand side. Comes inside on his right foot. Jahanbakhsh makes a diagonal run into the box. Patricio off his line quickly. Gets to dive right. He's just caught with a trailing leg. Jahanbakhsh catches him in the forehead. He's entitled to go for that, though. Yeah,
shin pad on forehead, but at pace. I mean, goalkeeper sliding at pace and player running at pace. That would hurt. And again, I guess question of concussion comes into play. So stoppage in play here, midway through the first half. Let's just remind you of how things stand. Spain went 1 down. They've equalised in Kaliningrad. Spain 1, Morocco 1. And Portugal and Iran 0-0 here. But we feel, Chris Sutton, that Portugal should have had a penalty for a handball.
Well, absolutely should have had a penalty. It was an odd one. It was a free kick from Ronaldo. Azmoun turned his back, but when he turned his back, he raised his arm in the process. He made himself bigger. Should have been a penalty, should have been referred, I feel. And I think Iran have gotten away with one there, but is that the luck this Iranian team need? And, maybe they deserve a bit of luck after the last game.
Spain top the group on goals scored at the moment. What's happening in Kaliningrad, Robin Cowan?
Deflected shot by Iniesta. It's come to Diego Costa inside the penalty area, twisting and turning, trying to find some space to shoot, but Morocco will clear their lines. Rob Green alongside me watching this one. Morocco aren't making Spain's life that comfortable, are they?
No, they're fairly comfortable in defence. I think it's just Spain, when they decide to attack with pace and with a little bit of intensity, they make a massive difference, and it showed in the goal. And Morocco are through here on a long throw.
Boussaïd through again, and he tried to go through the legs of David De Gea once again, but he saved it this time. Still Spain 1, Morocco 1, end to end at the moment.
Back underway in Sarans. Rui Patricio is okay. Having taken the knock on the front of the head, he had a bag of ice on the back of his neck just to cool him down there. Chris, it is hot in Sarans, we should say, actually. We should make that point. Eza Talahi chipping the ball down the left-hand side. Spain 1, Morocco 1, Iran 0, Portugal 0. Draws good enough for both Spain and Portugal to take them through. As it stands, Spain will be playing Russia in the last 16, and Portugal will be playing Uruguay. Portugal come with the ball again in their shiny dark red shirts with the green trim, green socks. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo, imposing athlete, lays the ball off to Guerrero, on to João Mario down the left hand side. Guerrero gets it back again in his blue boots. Iran are back in their defensive shape. Cristiano Ronaldo lurks on the edge of the penalty area. Jose Font plays a sideways ball to Adrien Silva. All of this being played a good 50 yards from Iran's goal. Adrien Silva again in the yellow boots. Little 1-2 with Guerrero, the left back, who suddenly popped up in the sort of number 10 position. Here's the actual number 10, João Mario, wide left.
And you just see Azmoun now, just picking up Carvalho, just following him around. He was dictating the play.
Iran 0, Portugal 0. BBC Radio 5 live at the World Cup. World Cup Daily podcast in your inbox. There it will be tomorrow morning, still sitting number 1 in the iTunes chart. So if you haven't heard it yet, then make sure you download. Cristiano Ronaldo plays it through to Andre Silva, who knew he was offside and didn't even bother chasing the ball. He ran after the ball and was looking at the linesman saying, yep, go on, put it up, put it up, put it up. And then he put the flag up.
Yeah, he went early. What would worry me if I was Carlos Queiroz is that Ronaldo is getting too much of the ball. Iran need to be watchful of him. He just drifts, doesn't he?
It's a funny thing to say that, though, isn't it, Chris? Because that surely is point number 1 on top of the chart in terms of looking after Portugal. Don't let Cristiano Ronaldo get too much of the ball.
Absolutely, but he's got that free rein, goes from left to right, picks up those little pockets of space. He's the threat. He's the one they have to watch.
Now then, referee blows his whistle for a free kick to Portugal. Azmoun doesn't agree, holds on to the ball, and the referee says absolutely no mucking around, put it down. This is Enrique Caceres of Paraguay who's in charge of this game, and Portugal have taken their free kick and they're on the move. So we're into the last 20 minutes of the first half in Saransk. Portugal should have had a penalty. Bayram Van, the Iranian keeper so far, really has been very, very nervous and has spilled a couple he should have held on to. Portugal will take encouragement from that.
He's been sheepish.
And I'll explain that again for those who haven't listened throughout the World Cup in a second. But let's concentrate on the Portugal attack for the moment. Down the right-hand side they come again. Andre Silva's made a good run to get onto the ball. Tries to play a 1-2 with Cedric. Cedric went steaming past him, left the ball behind, got it back, gives it to Andre Silva. And here's José Font, deep inside Iranian territory, sideways to João Mario. Little 1-2 with Ronaldo acting as the wall. João Mario back again to José Font, coming right through the middle of the pitch, and Iran in their defensive pattern in the white shirts. Whenever the Portuguese player gets on the ball, one comes out, the rest stay where they are.
But they're just not as sharp as they were against Spain. Just wonder whether that took a lot out of the Iranian legs. There's Portugal in the ascendancy, popping the ball around.
Good interception from Azmoun. He's come back to help. William Carvalho puts the challenge in on him, fouls Azmoun. Did really good work for his team there, Chris. That's what you used to do back in the day, wasn't it? Chase back hard, win the tackles.
I know what you mean. They used to leave the good strikers up the top, and I used to do all the donkey work. But Azmoun works especially hard for the team. Like to see him play higher up, though, so then when Iran do win the ball back, they have somebody to hit. They just can't really get a foothold in the game in terms of possession.
The sheepish reference from Chris Sutton is because Bayram Van comes from a family of shepherds. And you've got a few in this World Cup. We've had shepherding the ball out of play, we've had by hook or by crook, and who knows what's still to come. Who dares to dream? Just over 15 minutes to play in the first half. Iran 0, Portugal 0. Now that is a good ball from Cedric down the line to Quaresma, looking for Ronaldo here in the middle, and then he got closed down very quickly, and it is nodded behind by Hosseini for a Portuguese corner.
That was a waste. Real opportunity. Quaresma got his head up that right hand side to the byline, just couldn't pick the right pass.
Iran 0, Portugal 0. Spain 1, Morocco 1. Spain as it stands winning the group, going through to play Russia. Corner for Portugal, into the area it comes, headed high in the air, and that came off José Font.
Azmoun and Font clashed heads.
Right. And Portugal as it stands finishing second, and that means they will meet Uruguay and Iran for all their efforts at the moment as it stands, and we've really enjoyed them in this World Cup. Yeah. Chris Sutton, they will be going home, and once again it would be a 5th World Cup, and they won't have made it through to the last 16. But I tell you what, I mean, this guy, what?
Yeah, well, I know what you're going to say. Stay in the game.
Absolutely.
They haven't been brilliant, Iran, at the start. They've come out, they've been on the back foot, they've defended solidly. The goalkeeper looks a bag of nerves. They need to do more going forward, but at 0-0, stay in the game. Anything's possible.
We need to know in Russian what a bag of nerves is, because that is one we haven't learned yet. on our journey around the country. Injury delays here. Jose Font's now getting a bag of ice on the side of the head, so let's get back to Kaliningrad. Robin Cowan watching Spain-Morocco.
Spain 1, Morocco 1. It's going to be a miracle if we have all 11 players on the pitch for each side here. A third yellow card. All, I must say, have come from the Morocco side, getting very niggly, Rob Green.
Yeah, the fourth one's just been given for arguing as well now, and I think it's the Moroccans are getting a little bit upset. They're getting a little bit tired now. They're sitting back deeper and deeper. Earlier in the game, they were addressing the Spanish team when he got over the halfway line. Now it's the edge of their own box, and they're sitting deeper. They're dangerous on the counter attack, but when David Silva's quiet, but when Iniesta can get in between the lines and get in a more advanced position, they're looking really dangerous.
Spain just need a draw to progress to the next round, and that's exactly what's happening here. Spain 1, Morocco 1.
As do Portugal, and that's exactly what's happening here as well. 5 live at the World Cup. Tomorrow's action for you. 3 o'clock kickoffs are Denmark, France. We've got that in full with Conor McNamara and Dion Dublin. Australia, Peru is the other game in that group. France on 6 points, Denmark on 4. That's the big game. And 7 o'clock, Group D, absolutely fascinating. Nigeria against Argentina. Argentina bottom of the group with just 1 point. Iceland against Croatia as well. Those games kick off at 7 o'clock, and it's one of those World Cups at the moment where the usual suspects are not having it their own way, and we might actually in the last 16, Chris, see some unusual suspects.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there, but we might. I mean, there's so much to play for in a lot of the groups, you know, going in to these last group games, and this one tonight is so interesting.
0-0 at the moment. Iran win the ball inside their own half. Jahan backs, little 1-2. Azmoun trying to get through the middle. Jahan backs with pace against Guerrero. Now, who got there first? Guerrero slides in.
A free kick.
It is a free kick, and it's a yellow card. And we've got to keep an eye on that as well because of the whole disciplinary situation between Spain and Portugal at the top of the group. So free kick Iran. Let's concentrate on that first because again, it's in a good attacking position.
I'll let you worry about the card count. Okay. This is a real opportunity. Jahan backs, just putting the burners on, getting the run on Guerrero. It's a poor challenge, goes to ground, catches Jahan backs, and they're a big physical team. Iran, they have to get the delivery right. Wasn't good in the first game against Morocco up until that last minute or two. Well, they got it right, got the goal.
If Iran get themselves ahead, everything changes. That would put Iran top of the group as things stand. Spain going through in second and Portugal going out. And I'd like to see the look on Cristiano Ronaldo's face if Portugal get into that position. He will not be a happy camper. This is ideal for Haj Safi, an in-swinger from the right-hand side. 12 minutes left in the first half. Haj Safi, face covered in perspiration. The referee's just stepped into the penalty area again just to deal with all the pushing and the shoving. Although defenders have got away with that massively in this World Cup. Here we go then. Haj Safi, free kick. No, referee's blown the whistle twice. Now they go. Jahan back, header straight at Rui Patricio is well saved. It was Eza Talahi who got a good contact on the header, but couldn't put it either side of the keeper.
Yeah, really good free kick from Jahan backs. Whipped in right-footed. Eza Talahi got up well, glanced the header anywhere to the side with Rui Patricio. That goes in, just goes straight down his throat. Relief from the Portuguese keeper.
Iran 0, Portugal 0. Spain 1, Morocco 1. Spain and Portugal going through in first and second positions as things stand. Jose Font is caught by Jahan backs there.
But that's all it takes, isn't it? One free kick, one moment, stay in the game.
Portugal bring the ball forward, cross the halfway line. Adrian Silva to Ronaldo. Little flick from him at pace. Finds William Carvalho. On the right-hand side, it's Cedric looking for an option ahead of him. Couldn't really get that to Quaresma or Ronaldo, so
they want to get Carvalho on the ball, but Azmoun defensively just following him everywhere. And then they've got that 5 block across the midfield.
That is clever from Carlos Queiroz. That is the plan. Here's Adrian Silva. Now William Carvalho makes the run, and Chris Sutton absolutely right. He is sticking to him like glue. Jose Font through the middle. Andre Silva lays it off. Adrian Silva gives it to João Mario. Back to Adrian Silva in his bright yellow boots. Then chipped wide to the right-hand side by Cedric. Tackle is made. Portugal get a throw. which they take quickly. It comes back to Pepe this time. Here's Adrian Silva of Leicester City. Slides a ball down the right-hand side. Haj Safi just beats Quaresma to it, clears it up the left-hand touchline. Taremi is tackled. Who's going to get to that first? It'll be Quaresma, which puts Portugal in a good attacking position. Cedric dummies the cross, gives it back to Quaresma. He tries to get his cross in, it's blocked. And Iran's defence for the time being stands firm.
Yeah, it's important, Haj Safi. Don't let the ball go into the box. We know how good Ronaldo is in the air. Stop the cross.
Iran 0, Portugal 0. Tension is building, but we mustn't forget that the draw actually at the moment is good enough for Portugal to go through it, so it's slightly different from the Spain game the other night. High swinging cross from Cedric. Bayram Van comes. That will do him the world of good, Chris Sutton.
Let's get it right. It wasn't the most difficult take from Bayram Van. He came, collected that comfortably, was assertive. That's what you want from your goalkeeper.
Into the last 10 minutes of the first half. Iran 0, Portugal 0, Spain 1, Morocco 1. Vuvuzelas for Iran, as they have been throughout this World Cup, constantly buzzing. Ebrahimi on the ball in the middle of the park. Plays it back to Pour Aliganji. Ebrahimi again. Intercepted by Guerrero on the halfway line. Eza Talahi just gives it to Amiri here in midfield, bringing it forward right up to the edge of the area, trying to lay in Azmoun. Taremi couldn't quite find him. Good defending in the end from Pepe, and he clears with his left foot. And here's Rezaian for Iran. Now Azmoun is able to turn on the edge of the area. Looks to give it to Taremi. Azmoun is there again, just beaten to it by Guerrero. And Portugal are able to come away with it, 0-0.
Encouraging. They just missed that last pass. Taremi, it broke down a couple of times, had the opportunity. Just opened up for Iran. That final third, you just have to take a little bit more care on the ball.
BBC Radio 5 Live at the World Cup. Group B being decided this evening. We already know Uruguay and Russia, the hosts, into the last 16. Here's Amiri for Iran. He's got a lot of open space in front of him on the left-hand side. Azmoun starts to make a run. Amiri's going to try and beat two players.
Azmoun's got to do more. He's got to make a definitive run and show for Amiri. Amiri down the left-hand side, got his head up. Got to show for the ball.
William Carvalho in the centre circle for Portugal. Adrian Silva wide to Cristiano Ronaldo, who's going to try and make it happen from the right-hand side. At full tilt there, goes running at Haj Safi, who did the right thing, watched the ball, stuck a foot on it, and knocks it out for a throw. It's really, really striking, Chris, the shots we got of Cristiano Ronaldo before the game, of how intense he was. He was really in the faces of his teammates, wasn't he, before the game?
Yeah, but I mean, they're a side who we've seen over the past few years, they can handle, they have handled pressure well, but it just tells you how serious they feel the threat of Iran is.
Draws at the moment, good enough for Spain and Portugal to get through to the last 16. Spain 1, Morocco 1 in Kaliningrad. Iran 0, Portugal 0. Portugal still have the ball here on the right-hand side, inside the Iranian half. Iran just happy to sit 40 yards from their own goal. So Jose Font is on it here, walking forward almost. Gives it to Guerrero. Guerrero across the pitch here to Adrian Silva, trying to play through the line. João Mario knocks the ball behind Cedric, so he had to quickly turn on his heel to go back and fetch that. Gives it to João Mario. João Mario back to Adrian Silva. Worked across to Jose Font. Can Iran keep this up? It's exactly what we were saying in the game against Spain, and actually in the end it was a very unlucky goal that did for them there. Cristiano Ronaldo, 40 yards out, drills it straight at Bayram Van, who makes a very comfortable save.
Yeah, he's a long, long way out, Ronaldo, but gets his head up. Decent strike. Why not have a strike? Gets a little deflection, but with the hesitancy of Bayram Van, he should really get shots off whenever they can get their heads up.
Jose Font with a header away. Portugal having to clear their lines from the edge of their own penalty area here. Guerrero plays the ball back to Pepe. Pepe very cool under pressure. Very, very experienced defender. Clears it long. Pour Aliganji heads it away. William Carvalho battling to win it in the centre circle, but Iran have it and will now attack down the right-hand side. Jahanbakhsh looking for that ball down the right, and it goes out for an Iranian throw. We'll just see what they can do with this attacking opportunity, and then we will get back to Kaliningrad and see what's going on with Spain-Morocco. Ebrahimi's fallen on the floor. He's claiming he was fouled off the ball. Adrian Silva's chuckling about that, and the referee is saying, you two, like a couple of naughty school kids there, cut it out. Only 2 touches in the Iran penalty area for Ronaldo so far, say our colleagues at Match of the Day. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Iran 0, Portugal 0. Jahan Baksh, good ball, right-footed. Cross comes in towards the far post, headed away to the edge of the penalty area, chested down by William Carvalho, who's able to stride out with the ball now. Gives it to the main man, Cristiano Ronaldo, with a jaunty skip forward. Gives it to William, almost tackled, is tackled. Portugal get the ball back again, and here's Adrian Silva onto Cedric on the right-hand side. João Mario looks up, takes his time, pokes it down the line to Cedric, into the penalty area. Here's Quaresma, goes for the lob, over the bar, will go to Kaliningrad. Here's Robin Cowan.
It's still Spain 1, Morocco 1. Spain being frustrated at the moment by Morocco. They've had a good chance from the set piece, a corner kick, a free header for Sergio Busquets, but he put it over the bar. A draw will do for Spain at the moment. They top the group on goals scored. Spain 1, Morocco 1.
All very comfortable so far, pretty comfortable I'd say for Portugal. The danger is though, Chris, at 0-0, it's that one moment, get 1-0 behind, and Iran, we know what they can do.
Yeah, and you can see Carlos Queiroz in that technical area. He's quite animated. I think he will just want to get to half-time intact, don't concede a goal. But the longer the game goes, I just wonder whether Portugal will start getting nervous. Just needs one opportunity taken.
Pepe heading away for Portugal. Let's not forget it, Euro 2016, Portugal were very iffy in the group stages, weren't they? They had draws against Iceland, Austria and Hungary, and actually only qualified through in 3rd place, which in previous European Championships wouldn't have got them through. They went on to win it. That's a nice bit of control by Taremi on the right. Azmoun picks up for Iran. He's got support on the left-hand side. Jahan Baksh on the run. Got to be careful with the tackle there, Pepe. Last touch actually came off Jahan Baksh, though. He's exhausted after making the run, flat on his back, and the ball is behind for a Portuguese goal kick. There's only 3 minutes left in the first half here, and it's still on a knife edge, 0-0.
Yeah, it is, but I think Portugal, in terms of possession, have totally dominated this half. Iran just have to be braver on the ball. They're not confident enough to play through midfield. They go direct forward, and if they can't keep hold of the ball, as we've just seen there, it just comes straight back.
Guerrero looking for the run of Cristiano Ronaldo down the left-hand side. Ebrahimi making a nuisance of himself, barges into Ronaldo, and actually the goal kick goes Iran's way, and there's one of those sort of ironic ha ha ha, what a funny decision, referee, from Cristiano Ronaldo.
I think absolutely right. Ebrahimi, and well, this World Cup wasn't a first choice in qualification, stuck to his job extremely well. I don't know what Ronaldo's complaining at.
Ludicrous.
It's hit him in the middle of his chest, gone straight out behind the goal, and he still wants a corner.
As they say in Russia, he was trying to hang noodles from the referee's ears, and he didn't manage to pull it off. 90 seconds to play in the first half. Pepe is down injured. Iran 0, Portugal 0, Spain 1, Morocco 1.
Yeah, Pepe looks to be in a little bit of pain. You just never know with him. It's a strong challenge from Taremi, an aerial challenge. But he's another one who Carlos Queiroz has fallen out with.
What did he say about him?
He said he reminds him of a bad actor in a Brazilian soap opera. Pepe, Carlos Queiroz said about him in 2010. That was after Queiroz was criticised by Pepe. But you know what? I don't think he's far wrong.
Chris Sutton with us on 5 Live. Last minute of the first half in Sarans. It's Iran 0, Portugal 0, Spain 1, Morocco 1. Spain going through as group winners at the moment. Portugal coming forward. Quaresma with the outside of his right foot scores the most unbelievable goal for Portugal. That is very, very special. Played the 1-2, and from the corner of the area with the outside of his right boot has bent it beyond the giant Iranian goalkeeper. That is a wonderful goal to put Portugal in the lead and send them towards the last 16 as things stand. It's Iran 0, Portugal 1.
Well, that's simply one of the goals, if not the goal of the World Cup so far. It is brilliant from Quaresma. Drifts in off that right-hand side, and it just, little give and go, and it just opens up. See, 22 yards outside of the right foot, head up, and he bends the ball It goes over Bayernvand into the far top corner. It is a wonderful, wonderful strike. Really is.
You have to see this goal. You have to see this goal. BBC Sport website, BBC Sport app, wherever you can get it. That was unbelievable right at the end of the first half. And funnily enough, Chris, in my notes today, I was looking at Quaresma, and one of the things I'd written down is he is renowned for the Rabona cross where you put one leg behind the other, but also playing the ball with the outside of his foot. That was sensational.
Yeah, he's such an experienced player. He's been there, he's done it. I think thrown in tonight, give the team a bit of experience. Big game player. He's turned up. Trumps tonight for Portugal. Stunning strike, absolutely stunning strike. Iran now have to respond.
Scored the winner against Croatia in extra time in the last 16 at Euro 2016, did Quaresma. He then stepped up and scored the winning penalty against Poland in the quarter-final. Came on for Ronaldo in the final when he went off injured early. And tonight, in not as big a game, but still big occasion, trying to get through to the last 16, has scored a delightful goal. Iran 0, Portugal 1. Portugal topping the group now on 7 points to go through to a game against Russia. Spain will go through in second spot on 5 points, and they would face Uruguay. That could be very, very tasty. We're into added time at the end of the first half, and I'm looking forward to when the half-time whistle blows and we can watch the replays of that goal again and again and again.
I don't think there's been a better goal in this tournament than that. To execute that skill outside of the right foot. Sensational stuff.
And it's happened against your beloved Iran as well, Chris. I mean, it breaks your heart.
I just look, Iran haven't been good enough in the first half. And they'll need to be far more positive, but they did it against Spain. I just think they've sat in, they've let Portugal dictate. They haven't been brave enough.
Portugal leading 1-0, and a player other than Cristiano Ronaldo has scored for them at this World Cup, so he now wants to get into the action, looks for the 1-2 with João Mario. In fact, it will bother him, that, I think. He'll think, right, I need one tonight, and I need one better than that as well. Hey, won't he? That's how he...
Well, yeah, but we also talked about other players needing to step up, and Ronaldo can't carry all the burden for this Portuguese team, as he has done so far in the tournament. It has taken the old campaigner.
Yeah, 34. Life in the old dog yet. Since they've scored the goal in added time, Portugal have had the ball for the last 2 minutes. They've given it away. I think Iran are going to run out of time here. Rezaian under pressure knocks it out of play, and it'll go out for a throw-in to Portugal on the left-hand side. 3 minutes of added time are up. Half-time whistle blows. Iran 0, Portugal 1 in Saransk. And there is only one thing to talk about there, Chris Sutton. Ricardo Quaresma's goal right on the stroke of half-time. A blinding, spellbinding finish with the outside of his right foot.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant goal. In fairness, Portugal have been the better team in the first half. I felt they should have had a penalty, but that goal worthy of winning any game. On the big stage, Quaresma, the old campaigner, but what it tells Iran, they have nothing to lose in this second half. They've been off the pace, but they have to go for it. They have to throw caution to the wind, as they did against Spain. They need 2 goals for me. They cannot sit back and suck it up. They need to go toe-to-toe with Portugal, and if they go out fighting.
We've been taken aback by the quality of that Quaresma goal. Half-time in Saransk. Portugal top the group on 7 points. Spain going through as runners-up on 5 points, and Iran missing out. Half-time is Iran 0, Portugal 1.
And that is because at half-time in Kaliningrad, Spain are drawing 1-1 against Morocco. Remember, the team that finishes top of Group B, currently Portugal, will play the team that finished second in Group A, which is Russia. And the team that finishes second in Group B, currently Spain, will face the winners of Group A, which is Uruguay. Chris Sutton, as much as I want to go over that Quaresma goal, again, I'm not sure there are any more superlatives left to describe it. You said Portugal have been the better team in that first half.
Yeah, I've been disappointed, if I'm honest, with Iran. I just wonder whether that game against Spain has taken a lot out of them. But this is the biggest pressure game, and they've just lacked that intensity and that belief when they've been on the ball. Portugal, from the off, have dictated the game, dictated the play. I thought they should have had a penalty from the Ronaldo free kick, Asmoon handball, but that goal really just before half-time, perfect time to score. That will settle Portugal down, and they will know now they have the players to hit Iran on the break.
Chris Sutton, Alistair Bruce-Ball, thank you very much. We'll be back with you for second half commentary of Iran against Portugal, with Portugal leading by that stunning Quaresma goal to nil. Guillaume Balaguer has been watching both games this evening here in the studio. Obviously, you're mostly concentrating on Spain, but you're following what's happening in the match between Iran and Portugal as well. Portugal on top, but your thoughts on Quaresma's goal, Guillaume?
Oh no, it was the kind of game so far in which an individual moment was going to turn in one way or the other. Cristiano Ronaldo has been busy moving all around the box, but even though he had a couple of shots on goal, nothing really too dangerous. And Iran just kept defending. They thought, like they did with Spain, that they will have the moment. There will be a moment where they could actually surprise Portugal. It hadn't happened in the first half, and then Quaresma just hits it, as we heard in the commentary, in a way that he's used to when he plays on the right-hand side. He sometimes does that just with the outside of the foot, just in the perfect place for the goalkeeper not to reach it.
What about Spain? It wasn't the best of starts, Guillaume, and we saw your reaction to it. Have you calmed down slightly now that Spain are level again? Not quite.
Spain weren't comfortable in the first 10-15 minutes, and what was interesting is that Morocco was taking the game to a little bit to the limit of the rules. But it could have been Piqué who got sent off. The two studs were high up, and it could have been, if he had made more contact, there was a slight contact. More contact could have been a red, perhaps. But after that, it was Morocco just pushing it on the physical side, and then a mistake in the passing between Sergio Ramos, who has not been at his best, neither Piqué, the two centre-backs, but Sergio Ramos and Iniesta, and Boutaïf picked the ball, ran on his own to the goal, and it seemed a small De Gea who actually allowed the goal in. There was a second chance, similar chance, in where Boutaïf, after Spain had scored a 1-1, had a 1-1 with the goalkeeper. That's when De Gea made his face safe of the World Cup, to be honest. But yes, that goal just woke Spain up, and after the 1-1, a fantastic move as well that involves Iniesta, Costa, and finally Isco with a goal. Spain controlled the game, but a lot of possession, not much danger. But Spain, as you were saying before the game, there is an improvement, and it's an improvement based on moving the ball quite quickly. Isco, especially, and the likes of Silva and Thiago and Iniesta getting into the box, but not enough danger.
Rob Green is watching that game alongside Robin Cowan. They're our commentary team for that match between Spain and Morocco this evening. Rob, Spain have very much grown into that first half, as Guillaume was just saying.
Yeah, they were slow and sloppy to start with, as Guillaume was saying, and it cost them. And David De Gea pulled it out of the bag for the second chance at 1-1. And Morocco have kept it simple. They've been dangerous on the break a couple of times when they've gone through. But it's been down to Iniesta, and when he gets advanced and when he can make his runs in behind the Morocco defence, and they found him, Spain have created the best chances through that. And as Guillaume was saying, it's been a niggly game. It could have been a couple of red cards. There's been 4 bookings, but I think they'll be looking to say, look, when we can move it quickly and we're more clinical and we're just more decisive with our passing, then they can actually create more chances, because David De Gea is the only keeper that's made a save so far in the game.
Robin, it feels as though we've seen the best and the worst of Spain throughout this tournament. Is this game showing us both of those?
That's a really good point, Kelly. I was going to say the same thing. In the first game, they were absolutely sensational in parts. Spain against Portugal, even though they only managed to draw. Very sluggish against Iran, scraped through there, and this is very much the middle ground here. Sometimes sensational, as Rob said. Iniesta has got to the byline a couple of times, and really has been let down really by the finishing of his teammates. So yes. Spain just seem to lack a bit of consistency at the moment over 90 minutes.
Guillaume, this consistency, is this going to be a problem for Spain as the tournament goes on?
I don't think there is any single team in the World Cup that has been consistent throughout 90 minutes.
Certainly not consistently good.
not consistently good. But more than that, I would say the mistakes are costing us. A mistake of De Gea in the first game, certainly a mistake of Sergio Ramos, who seems a little bit too casual. Well, actually, he should be scared of doing what he's doing. The centre-backs have to be so high up that you should not be casual when you pass the ball, or not be concentrated, not be focused. Well, it has happened in a couple of occasions, actually, bad passing from Sergio Ramos, and that is the thing that against a better side, it will cost us. It's difficult to score in the World Cup unless you're England, and everything goes in at the moment. But once you score, you should be more careful with possession.
At some stage this evening, I do want to have a chat with you about England, because Guillaume's decided that he is the man to balance all the excitement about England at the moment. We will talk to him about that a little bit later on. Meanwhile, at half-time in Saransk, it is Iran 0, Portugal 1. In Kaliningrad, it is Spain 1, Morocco 1. This is what that means for the table. Portugal top with 7 points, Spain in second place with 5. Iran would miss out on 3 points. Morocco already eliminated before this evening's match. It means, if things stay the same, that Portugal would face Russia in the round of 16 and Spain would face Uruguay. That could all change in the second half, and we'll take you through that in just a few minutes after the BBC News with Lisa McCormick.
On digital, online, smartphone and tablet. This is BBC 5 Live.
MPs have begun debating whether to approve a third runway at Heathrow. The government supporting the multi-billion-pound expansion and is expected to win. But a number of Conservatives are planning to oppose the idea when they vote later this evening. The Transport Secretary, Chris Grayling, has been speaking in the Commons.
We are seeing business leave the United Kingdom and go to airports like Frankfurt, Amsterdam, Paris that have made additional capacity provision. And actually you can sit here, if you sit with your plane finder app, Madam Deputy Speaker, and watch planes flying overhead from the United Kingdom so that UK business passengers can go to Schiphol and then fly around the world. We are losing those connections to other countries, and we're losing the investment.
Police in Stoke are searching for a missing child who it's thought got into difficulty in the water. The emergency services were called to Westport Lake earlier this afternoon. 2 children managed to get to safety. The government's refused to back a scheme to build the world's first tidal power lagoon in Swansea Bay. Developers claim the project would generate enough clean energy to power 155,000 homes, but ministers say it doesn't represent value for money. The openly gay former Wales rugby captain Gareth Thomas is trying to make indecent and homophobic chanting at football matches illegal. He's launching a draft bill with the MP Damien Collins, who chairs the Commons Culture and Sport Select Committee, that want to change the current legislation. Here's Mr Collins.
I think it's, in some ways, the fact it wasn't included in the original Football Offences Act is a reflection of the fact that that was passed nearly 30 years ago, and I think attitudes have changed and times have changed, and we need to address this issue of homophobic abuse around sports events, and particularly in football, in the same way that racism was addressed in the past.
A man in Western Kenya has been jailed for 3 years for killing cats and selling the meat to samosa vendors. Under Kenyan law, cat meat isn't considered fit for human consumption, but it's a popular dish in West Africa. And it's been the hottest day of the year so far, with temperatures of 29.4 Celsius recorded in central London. And we're told it could get even warmer tomorrow.
This is BBC 5 Live on digital, smart speaker, smartphone and tablet.
Well, there are long delays on the M25 anti-clockwise between junction 6 for Godstone and 9 for Leatherhead. That's because of an earlier accident. The M69 in Leicester is closed in both directions between junction 1 for the A5 and the M1. That's because of a serious accident. And there's queuing traffic on the M1 southbound between junction 13 for Bedford and 14 for Milton Keynes. 2 lanes are closed there because of an accident. 5 Live Travel, I'm Lisa McCormick.
F1, the French Grand Prix.
Really, we got weekends up, weekends down. It's really important to try and level that off and just have boom, boom, keep punching at your weight. And I think this weekend I definitely punched my weight, and I want to make sure that I continue to do that next 3 races at least.
A commanding win for Hamilton. Problems for Vettel. Get all the latest reaction in the Checkered Flag podcast. bbc.co.uk/5live. F1
on 5 Live.
Live from Russia, this is 5 Live Sport with Kelly Cates.
Hello, welcome back to our Red Square studio. At the moment in Saransk, it's Iran 0, Portugal 1. In Kaliningrad, Spain 1, Morocco 1, which means that Portugal would top Group B and Spain would be in second place. Goals from Iran in the second half would change all of that. We'll be back there for a commentary of Iran against Portugal and updates from the match between Spain and Morocco throughout the second half. In other sports news today, Andy Murray has won his first match in almost a year after an impressive performance against Stan Wawrinka. He won 6-1, 6-3 in the opening round at Eastbourne.
You know, I thought first set played well, second set was a little bit patchy at times, a bit nervous towards the end. Obviously, you know, when you've not played for a best part of a year, you know, closing out a match against someone like Stan, who I've had lots of great matches with, tough guy to play against. You know, it was tough, but obviously delighted to get the win, and yeah, it was great.
What did you first think when you saw that you'd drawn Stan Wawrinka in the first round here?
Well, you know, I was saying to my team before actually the draw, I was saying, you know, once, you know, I basically have no ranking now after Wimbledon. You know, I would have had 0 points, so I wouldn't be on the computer, so you can't control who you draw. And I've looked at someone like a Del Potro who's come back from multiple injuries, and some of the draws you get are really difficult, and you have to just try and accept it, try and deal with it as best you can, and hopefully start winning some of those matches soon. I didn't know if it was going to come today, but yeah, I was okay with it. It's good to get competitive matches against top players.
It doesn't get any easier because you'll be playing Kyle Edmund next round. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Kyle's been fantastic. You know, not just this year, but you know, the end of last year as well. He's you know, he's a great player. He's improving all the time. He's got a fantastic team with him, and you know, is getting up close to right at the top of the game, which is a credit to him and everyone that works with him. So, you know, I'm expecting obviously a tough one, and yeah, I'll try and play my best.
Our tennis correspondent Russell Fuller joins us. Russell, how good did he look?
He was very impressive today, given that this was only his second match back, Kelly. Murray's still playing carefully within himself, but you'd expect that at this stage of proceedings, but he made very few unforced errors, particularly in the first set, and we saw bags of that grass court guile that have taken him to a couple of Wimbledon titles and the Olympic gold medal on centre court in 2012. Stan Wawrinka was very erratic, but this was really encouraging for Murray, and it gives him a crack at Kyle Edmund on Wednesday, and I think more importantly it gives him a chance to see how his body will recover after playing 2 matches a day apart, which is what you need to do at a Grand Slam. He said he'll decide about Wimbledon after Eastbourne this week. I'm sure he's minded to play, but he'll just want to see how his body responds before he takes a final decision.
Russell, thank you very much for joining us. Moments away now from the start of the second half in the match between Spain and Morocco, and that between Iran and Portugal. The Spain-Morocco match, we've had some social media messaging on social media. Guillaume Balaguer Isaac said, the way the Spanish defence is being carved open by Moroccan counter-attack, do you sense Spain won't go further in this tournament?
By Morocco, by Iran, and by Portugal, by the 3 teams that we played in this World Cup. We seem a little bit insecure, and it is down to the 2 centre-backs, it is down to De Gea as well, perhaps that lack of confidence that we've been talking about. And yes, it's a risky game that we do. We defend really high up, and when they attack us, there's a lot of space, but it just feels that like in the past, we could sort that out. This World Cup, I don't know, question mark.
And people still feeling optimistic about Iran's chances. Malcolm said, I still fancy Iran to spring a surprise tonight, and to be honest, I'd be quite happy to see it happen to Cristiano Ronaldo and Pepe. Fabio says, credit to Iran's marking. If you look at William Carvalho, there's a man-to-man marking there by Iran's number 20, keeping him from initiating any attack moves. The second half about to kick off. We'll keep you up to date with Robin Cowan and Rob Green on what happens in Kaliningrad in the Spain-Morocco match. Now, though, it's time to hand over to our studio-based commentary team for Iran against Portugal's second half. Chris Sutton and Alistair Bruce Ball.
Thank you, Kelly. Second half just underway, and as it starts, Portugal lead 1-0. Iran need to score twice, need to win this game to try and get through to the last 16 of the World Cup for the first time in their history. Disappointing news on the Russian idiom front at half-time. A bag of nerves in Russian idiom translates as a bundle of nerves. So
that is extremely disappointing.
I know.
And you have to say that, whichever way you want to say it, Iran in that first half were a bundle of nerves, weren't they? They need to respond. They have nothing to lose. They have to go for it in these 45 minutes.
They're going to do that straight away here with Mehdi Taremi on the left-hand side, trying to work it to Azmoun. Azmoun, 25 yards from goal. On his right foot, he's overrun it.
Wrong option. He had the option on the left-hand side. Taremi had made a good run overlapping, didn't play it in the attack.
Andre Silva for Portugal gets the ball on the halfway line. First break in play here. I'll remind you the two-team lineups. No substitutes have been brought on at half-time. Cristiano Ronaldo, little jump into a step over. Let's have a second one for good measure, he says, and then side foots a ball out to Cedric on the right-hand side. Quaresma with a little back heel. All the tricks coming out now. Couldn't find Ronaldo. Iran have given the ball away. It also depends how much Iran have got left in the tank, as we were saying at the end of the first half. Worked so hard in those first two games.
Yeah, they've just been off the pace defensively. What they can't afford to do in the early stages is to concede a second goal, but they need 2 goals to go through. I know things can happen in the other game, but that's the way they have to view this now.
Taremi again on the left-hand side for Iran. Azmoun comes in to help him. Iran playing from right to left in this second half as we look at it in the Mordovia arena in Sarans. They're in white shirts with red trim, and Portugal in their bright royal darkish red shirts, green socks, and Pepe in the black boots just plays the ball back to Rui Patricio. Had to make one save in that first half when Saeed Ezzatullahi from the set piece headed a ball straight at him. 2 minutes gone in the second half. Iran 0, Portugal 1. Portugal topping the group on 7 points. Spain 1, Morocco 1 underway in the second half. Spain at the moment finishing runners-up to go through to face Uruguay in the last 16. Working it down the left-hand side, Portugal again. The Iranian fans, we know, certainly won't give up. And I'll tell you what, even if they lose the game, they will be going at it all night with the horns and the noise and the singing and the dancing. They have been a brilliant addition to this World Cup. Pepe's ball through the middle. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo, right-footed, low raking pass out to the right-hand side, finds Quaresma. He's in the mood, drags the ball under his right foot. He's lost it. Iran come away with it down the left-hand side. Haj Safi just taking it a bit too far. William Carvalho gets it ahead of him. Haj Safi's out of position now. João Mario lets it run through his legs, and Portugal just slow things down ever so slightly. In possession just inside the Iranian half. João Mario looks right, looks left, plays the ball up to Cristiano Ronaldo. Felt Rezaian coming, and Rezaian's all over the back of him, and Cristiano Ronaldo says, how dare you? Free kick.
What Portugal will do is just try and dictate the pace now in the second half. Keep the ball, and the Iranian team about stretch the play from side to side. They are in control. So, to Iran to come up with something different.
It's the old men scoring the goals for Portugal at this World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo with 4 of them at 33 years and 135 days old, and Ricardo Quaresma tonight with something very special at 34 years and 273 days old. I'm full of interesting statistics, aren't I, Chris?
No, you're not.
Here he is again, Quaresma. Brilliant goal at the end of that first half. Plays the ball back to William Carvalho. 4 minutes gone in the second half. João Mario, Cristiano Ronaldo at it again, edge of the area. Oh, knocked over. No free kick given. He implores the referee to give him the decision on his knees, leaning back, both arms out. And the referee...
Well, it's strong refereeing, isn't it? But if there is no contact, then surely Ronaldo should be booked for diving. Is he on his way down? I think he takes the touch.
Now
I think there is contact on the edge of the... Is that on the edge of the box, just inside the box?
Well, I think it's slightly inside, in which case penalty decisions are in the remit of the video assistant referees. So they have obviously had a look at it, and the referee has decided, let's get the... Oh, no, hang on.
Here we go.
All changed. The video assistant referees have had a look at it. They have spoken to the referee, and the referee now is coming to the side of the pitch to have a look at the challenge on Cristiano Ronaldo to see if he feels he should change his mind. If they get the penalty, we know who's taking it, we know what's probably going to happen, and that could be all over for Iran, and Chris Sutton could well be in tears.
Yeah, and I won't be in tears. I just wondered whether he was on his way down. I don't think he was. I think the challenge from Pora Laganji is a reckless challenge. I think he's just inside the box. He is. This is going to be overturned. It's going to be a penalty.
Well, our screen tells us possible penalty review. The referee, Henrique Caceres, has had a look, he's nodded, and he's happy with the decision, and he's drawing the imaginary rectangle, and that means a change, and that means a penalty to Portugal, and Iran players are losing the plot here. They are surrounding him. Hadj Safi gets booked because he's the closest to him, but he's not giving up. Hadj Safi, he's in his ear and he's still going, he's still complaining.
And they're losing the plot. You know what, it's a good use of VAR. Plenty of knockers. I wasn't a fan of it before the tournament, but the Iranian players are absolutely furious with this decision, but the referee has got it right.
Yellow card for Hadj Safi. I've also spotted Milad Mohammadi is on the field. I didn't see that substitution at half-time. But let's concentrate on the penalty. Cristiano Ronaldo, Iranian players all around him trying to put him off. Now, he's been around long enough. That's not going to bother him. We saw the Panama players trying to do that to Harry Kane and not succeeding. And by the way, if this goes in, Ronaldo equals Harry Kane on 5 goals. And the goalkeeper, Ali Reza Bayranvan, winks at Ronaldo and says, come on then, let's see what you've got. Ronaldo stands on the edge of the penalty area, hands on hips. If Portugal win the game, they're definitely through to the last 16. Iran will be out, and you can't see Iran coming back from 2-0 down. He's a big man, Bayranvan, all in blue, but Cristiano Ronaldo, been there, seen it, done it. Big penalties, big matches. This is the World Cup. Ronaldo takes a breath and gets ready and waits for the whistle. Looks at the ref, looks at the keeper. Here he comes. Oh, it's saved by Bayranvan. What a moment!
What a save! He just gambles. Bayranvan goes to his left, springs to his left, gathers the ball. Brilliant save. Is that the turning point for Iran?
Well, even if Iran go out of this World Cup, that is a moment he will remember forever in his career. Gets the right way. Cristiano Ronaldo hit a powerful penalty. It was too close to him. Bayranvan saved it, and now he's going to try and catch a cross from Quaresma, which he does, and now he's bouncing, and he's full of confidence.
What a funny game. He was dreadful in the opening 20 minutes, but the Iran players...
Oh, they're losing it. Azmoun's got booked. Now, what's he complaining about?
But why? Why now? They've had the save. They're still in the game. They cannot lose their heads.
Tell you what, something's happened off the ball there as Iran were playing out of defence. There's a Portuguese defender down on the floor. Azmoun is complaining. He gets the yellow card for complaining, but we need to see what's happened to see what Azmoun is complaining about.
But it's all kicking off, isn't it? You can hear the noise in the stadium. The Silva, who's down, is saying there was a coming together, but Iran are still in this game. They're hanging on. They're hanging on in this competition.
Iran 0, Portugal 1. Stoppage in play. High drama at the start of the second half. Nothing has changed in terms of how the group stands. But Ali Reza Bayranvan, the Iranian keeper from the shepherding family, has saved the Ronaldo penalty. Is it going to change everything? What's happening in Kaliningrad? Robin Cowan's watching Spain-Morocco.
Still Spain 1, Morocco 1, but Gerard Piqué, who could have been sent off in the first half for a dangerous challenge, has been walking a tightrope once again. As Norden Amrabat takes a shot and it just rebounds off David De Gea's crossbar. Incredible. Morocco could have retaken the lead, Rob Green.
An incredible shot on the angle from 25 yards, hits it with his laces across the ball, and it's flying into the top corner, hits the angle and comes down. I don't know where the VAR guys tonight. Piqué should be off. Clear and simple, he should be off. He had a dangerous tackle in the first half and a blatant handball in the second half. Slow and sloppy from Spain in the start of the second half, and they've got away with one there.
Spain look rattled. It's Spain 1, Morocco 1.
Back underway in Sarans. The ball is back with the Iranian goalkeeper Ali Reza Bayranvan. The group as it stands at the moment has Portugal on top on 7 points, Spain are on 5 points, Iran are on 3 points, and they are going out with Morocco. Azmoun in the penalty area goes down, and the referee spotted that and says get up. It was shoulder to shoulder, wasn't it?
He's looking for it. I'd like to see him be stronger there. Maybe try and get onto the knockdown.
So we've seen the Ronaldo penalty saved. We've seen Hadj Safi, the captain, booked for Iran. Azmoun booked as well. Iran win a penalty here. Carlos Queiroz, we saw at some point on a replay, chucking his jacket off in frustration and disappearing down the tunnel as if he'd been sent off. And then we saw him back on the sideline. So we have to wait and see. Milad Mohammadi,
I think he must have ran onto the pitch
to complain about the penalty. That's amazing.
You can't do that.
Anyway, here comes the change. Hadj Safi, who was booked, is coming off. Milad Mohammadi is coming on, and I tell you what,
I don't know what's happening.
Just to add to all the fun of the fair, Milad Mohammadi is the fella who took the throw-in at the end of the Spain game when he threw himself into the somersault. So if that happens again, we are going to be head over heels.
Stop it.
Sorry. 11 minutes gone, second half. Iran 0, Portugal 1. Portugal topping the group. Free kick Iran goes very high towards the far post, over everyone. We also saw a replay, Chris, of the penalty save for Bayram Vand. The penalty was hit with power. It went through his hands. It hit him in the face. If I was going to be really unkind, he's got a big nose.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a big nose, but there he was, the Persian cat. But I tell you, you just feel now it's game on. That save, the big save it was, and Iran on the attack.
Down the right-hand side, Ebrahimi. They really believe Iran started this second half. That penalty save's given them impetus. Another challenge in the penalty area by the Portuguese. Iranian player went down, no penalty given. Referee had a good view of it. They're coming again though with Jahan back. Low ball in. Azmoun was waiting. Brilliant interception by Pepe at the near post. It's behind for a corner. Iran at the moment all over Portugal.
Well, Don Pepe there, really timely clearance at near post space. Azmoun was behind him. Brilliant ball whipped across the 6-yard line. Pepe just pokes it round the post. Look at these Iranian fans.
Fantastic. All in their white shirts. Flags wrapped around their shoulders. Vuvuzelas blaring. Iran 0, Portugal 1. If Pepe hadn't made that interception, Azmoun would have tapped that in. Open goal.
You would have thought so. He missed a big chance earlier in the tournament. You would have scored that.
Yeah, maybe. Corner for Iran. Can they get themselves back in this game? Early stages, second half. Corner comes in from the right-hand side. Azmoun with the header, couldn't get enough on it. Comes off his head and goes out for a throw. The other point to make as well, Chris, Cristiano Ronaldo has just passed up the opportunity for a 5th goal at this World Cup to get level with Harry Kane. And you know back home in Cristiano Ronaldo Towers, there will be a space on the shelf for the Golden Boot. It's something that's missing, isn't it?
Is that the name of his house?
Probably not. We'll have to try and find that out. Quaresma, the goal scorer, on the turn, goes down, doesn't get the free kick. Milad Mohammadi, God, scrappy there. 5 players go in, that's a foul.
But do you know what? It's better intensity from Iran, more fight up to the ball, putting Portugal under pressure. They were out. Had Ronaldo scored that penalty, they were gone. But this is a different Iran in this second half. They just have to be careful they don't overstep the mark. They're on the edge.
Reaction and analysis to all today's games in the World Cup Daily podcast tomorrow. If you haven't already subscribed, then please do. Also available through the BBC Sport website and app. Still sitting number 1 in the iTunes charts. Love Island now down to number 3. Chris should be pleased to hear.
Get it out of the charts.
Yaya Toure is a guest on the podcast tomorrow. Robbie Savage's World Cup breakfast as usual from 8:30. We enjoyed our participation in that this morning. Rezaian, right-footed clearance down the right-hand side. Jahan Baksh can't keep the ball in play. This is still alive. It really is. It really feels like Iran could still do something, Chris.
Yeah, and just the way they've started. They're 15-20 yards further up the pitch, pressing Portugal. They're going to risk, which they have to do. But that penalty save, that was the moment. It would have been finished. They would have been deflated out of the World Cup, but there is still hope.
Portugal topping the group on 7 points. They will go through to a last 16 game against Russia. Spain at the moment taking that second spot on 5 points. They would go through to a last 16 game against Uruguay. It could still change. Robin Cowan and Rob Green watching that Spain-Morocco game. Half an hour to play in both. And some more crunch games coming your way tomorrow on 5 Live. Denmark-France, full commentary, 3 o'clock. Tomorrow afternoon, Australia-Peru is the other game in that group. Nigeria-Argentina, huge game in Group D, in full. 7 o'clock tomorrow night on 5 Live. Iceland-Croatia, the other game in that group. England-Belgium.
They're all huge.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It's the World Cup. It's fantastic. And I hope you're enjoying it with us on 5 Live. Portugal have it on the right-hand side. Pepe to Adrien Silva, right-footed. Ball across the pitch to Guerrero, gets his head down and goes charging down the left-hand side. Plays it to João Mario. João Mario, back to Guerrero, got time to try and pick the cross. Dummies it once, looks up again, back heels to himself, gives it back to João Mario. William Carvalho, the Again to João Mario, works it onto his right foot. Cross takes a slight deflection. Poor Aliganji steps in, half volleys it away. Intercepted by Pepe. Pepe was almost caught in possession inside the Iranian half. It's back with Jose Font, and I'm not saying the Portuguese are rattled, but oh, that's nice from Guerrero. Lovely skill. Beats one man up to the edge of the area. Low shot, blocked by Majid Hosseini for Iran. Amiri just lays it off here to Ezzatullahi.
Got to do better there when they're in possession. Make more.
Quaresma.
Better use of the ball
on the right. The goal scorer for Portugal. Got the step overs wrong there for once. Oh, and then a couple of Iranian defenders got in each other's way, and Milad Mohammadi has accidentally caught Quaresma in the face. He's gone down poleaxed, rolling around on the floor. I think he was caught, to be fair to him. And while we wait for this to be dealt with, let's head to Kaliningrad and get the latest on Spain-Morocco from Robin Coward.
Where Spain have had a huge chance to take the lead here. Still Spain 1, Morocco 1. Fantastic cross on the right-hand side. Isco rose highest. And then a goal line clearance headed off the line by Romain Saiss. The corner is going to come in from the right-hand side. It's an outswinger towards Piqué. And just inches wide of the post, Rob Green.
Yeah, there's two best chances for Spain in a matter of seconds there for the second half, and it was a great header into the far top corner, and Saiss read it, backed off from his defensive line and stretched every sinew in his body just to get a touch on it to head it over the bar. Piqué heading it, looks like it's going to go in the top corner, just drifts wide. But Spain still a bit slow and sloppy in the second half.
They're coming close though. Spain 1, Morocco 1.
Iran 0, Portugal 1. Goal scored by Ricardo Quaresma in the first half. Ali Reza Bayram-Vant saving the penalty from Cristiano Ronaldo. And that is what's great about the World Cup as well, Chris. A fella who grew up in a shepherding family, slept rough on the streets in Tehran to achieve his dream against a global superstar.
It's about stories, isn't it? And players emerging. And there's no better story than that. The world's greatest player, a penalty saved by a former shepherd. You couldn't make it up.
18 minutes gone, second half. Iran still need to find a couple of goals, though. Let's not forget that. Portugal topping the group on 7 points. Quaresma challenged strongly there by Ezzatullahi. He doesn't like it. I think he's going to come far. Oh, look at him. He's lost it. Quaresma goes crashing into Ezzatullahi. It's only a yellow card for that. That could have been worse. I mean, he could have really lost the plot there.
Well, that's just a reaction. He feels he was elbowed by Mohammadi earlier. I don't think it was. I think it was a flailing arm. Stupid challenge. And we just saw a few moments ago Santos, the Portuguese manager, pointing at his heads. Keep your heads. Don't do anything stupid. And that's your most experienced player on the... Well, they're so old, most of the players on the Portuguese side. One of the most experienced players losing their heads.
Oh, Madeira, what on earth was he doing, Chris Sutton?
Oh, dear.
Right, Ezzatullahi is picking himself up and he's okay. Getting back into the action. Ball goes out for a Portuguese throw. Time is running out for Iran. Just over 25 minutes to play. And by the way, talking about all the rolling around and diving, I'm going to dip into Iranian idiom for you now. I've only got one. I don't know how you say it, but they call diving, a player who dives, a grass roller. It's called grass roller in Iran. Here they come again. Poor Aliganji. Iran 0, Portugal 1. And there's a foul from Jahan Bax. That was unnecessary. A little push in the back on Guerrero. So Portugal have a chance to clear their lines. Portugal 7 points, topping the group. Spain 1, Morocco 1 at the moment. They're on 5 points. Iran and Morocco, as things stand, are heading out.
Yeah, but the intensity is there from Iran in this second half. They just lack that little bit of quality and that bravery on the ball.
And they're going to be open to the counter-attacks as well, because they've got to come, they've got to press, they've got to try and find a couple of goals. The ball is played wide to Cristiano Ronaldo, we've not seen since missing the penalty really. Finds the ball to João Mario. Back to William Carvalho, little 1-2 with Guerrero. This is BBC Radio 5 Live. This is the denouement of Group B. Iran 0, Portugal 1 in Saransk. João Mario able to turn 30 yards out on the left-hand side. Cristiano Ronaldo on the dribble. Quick feet, edge of the area. Gets the shot in and drives it wide and behind for the goal kick and thumps the turf in frustration.
I think Iran are too deep and they're letting the Portuguese players dictate the play. Ronaldo off the left-hand side, beats a couple of defenders, drives across the edge of the box. It's put under pressure, slices that shot well wide, but it's still there for Iran. One opportunity, it's all it takes. A set piece, a long throw.
They got one in the first half when Ezetolahi headed straight at Rui Patricio. Azmoun's gone down, Cedric's gone down. They challenged for the bouncing ball. Cedric didn't like the challenge. Azmoun came in high, caught his ankle. Azmoun's picked himself up, and Portugal will get themselves a throw. Ricardo Pereira getting ready to come on for Portugal. Will be playing his football, Chris Sutton, next season for Leicester City. Has just joined them for over £20 million. And by the way, I've just realised it wasn't Milad Mohammadi who was complaining about the penalty when it was given. It was actually Majid Hosseini. I thought that Mohammadi had come tearing on as a substitute. He hadn't actually done that. And Portugal had taken the throw. And I'll tell you what, they're giving the ball away inside their own half. And Miri is trying to break through for Iran. Mohammadi has driven and lost it. João Mario has it on the left-hand side. And it's Ronaldo who is going to play back to William Carvalho. Floats the ball over to Quaresma. Controls it on his right boot. Uses a little trick to try and beat Mohammadi. Plays the ball back to the corner of the area. Adrian Silva is there. Gives it to Carvalho. Jose Font to Cristiano Ronaldo. And Portugal are taking time out of the game here. They're still winning. They lead 1-0 despite the fact that Ronaldo's seen his penalty saves. Andes Silva tackled on the edge of the penalty area. Azmoun wins a header on the halfway line. And Cedric is coming back to the goalkeeper. Not Ricardo Pereira coming on. Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, it looks that way. They're really controlling the game extremely well. Portugal keeping hold of the ball and picking the right passes.
João Mario on the left-hand side. Chris Sutton with us on BBC Radio 5 Live. Adrian Silva, little 1-2. Iran can't get near the ball at the moment, and it's tiring doing all this chasing. Taremi does well. Comes back, slides in to intercept. Ezetolahi goes with the long diagonal ball. Jahan Baksh giving it everything to get... Oh, and then he slipped. Oh, he's picked himself up and still kept control of the ball. So he has it on the right. He's got very little support. Rolls a pass infield. The cross comes into the box. It's headed away by Cedric. And it goes to a fellow red-shirted player in Guerrero. And now William Carvalho is a powerful figure in midfield. Just holds an arm out and says, slow down.
Yeah, I think the Iranians just need to make a couple of passes. When they get the ball, they're trying that miracle pass all the time.
Well, William Carvalho caught in possession by Amiri. João Mario comes back to win it back. There's a foul by Amiri on Carvalho, and so the free kick goes Portugal's way. Spain-Morocco latest, Robin Cowan.
So Spain 1, Morocco 1. Spain really not impressive in the second half at all, Rob Green. They've had one cleared off the line, but apart from that, really haven't created much at all.
No, it's been pedestrian, and there's no real urgency in their play, and you kind of question as to whether they're at full tilt or whether they're just happy for a draw, really. And it's been a real lull in the game for the last 10 minutes.
As it stands, they're second in the group. It's Spain 1, Morocco 1.
And they would face Uruguay as things stand in the last 16, which if they're not up to it, Spain, they could come unstuck. Saman Ghodous is coming on for Iran. He's replacing Ali Reza Jahan Baksh, and Bernardo Silva came on for Ricardo Quaresma, who scored that unbelievable goal tonight that separates the two teams. But we saw the other side of him as well, losing his head in the second half. That's probably a sensible substitution, Chris Sutton.
Good substitution, and when you can bring the likes Bernardo Silva on, a really creative player, will keep the ball well, settle things down. But what an impact he's had, Quaresma. What a goal.
Iran need 2 goals in 20 minutes to keep the dream alive. Azmoun is tackled on the edge of the area by Pepe. If they can get one, they can just find one in the next 10 minutes. We could have a really interesting, lively last 10-15 minutes of this game at Russia 2018. If Portugal get a second though, and they had the chance with the Ronaldo penalty that was saved by Beiranvand, then surely that will be that. Here they come. William Carvalho overruns it. Strong challenge on him in midfield by Ghodous, and that is a free kick.
He's been very good, Carvalho, just sitting in front of that Portuguese back four, dictating the play. He's strong as an ox, so isn't he? Just get off there. Eventually he's pulled down, but he's an important player for Portugal.
20 minutes to play. Iran 0, Portugal 1. João Mario from the free kick with the ball on the left-hand side. Again, Portugal just making Iran chase. João Mario's 1-2 with Adrian Silva. Brings the ball forward, shoots from range, gets right underneath it, and Cristiano Ronaldo slaps his thighs. I tell you, it was a feature, Chris. It was a feature of Euro 2016 when Nani was playing up front with Ronaldo. And whenever Nani did everything wrong, Ronaldo was all armed up and what you're doing and give it to me. And
he may well be the best player in the world, although there's that debate, but he is a big baby at times, isn't he?
One record I don't think he will get in his career is record international goal scorer. He's got 85, but the man who tops that chart is an Iranian. Called Ali Dai.
Absolutely right.
He's got 109. Iran need 2 goals tonight. Ball up towards Azmoun. Good jump. Lays it off here. Edge of the area. Godus dummies the shot. Right-footed low. It's just wide. That was close.
I tell you what, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. One long ball. Azmoun strong. Backs in. Gets the knockdown. And Godus just gambles off the knockdown. Good little shift from left foot back onto his right foot. And that's narrowly. Goes narrowly past that near post. Patricio, I don't think was getting it.
Scored 5 goals in the Europa League this season, did Samon Godus. Has an eye for a goal. Played against Arsenal in the Europa League, impressed Arsene Wenger. Playing for Östersunds. Free kick. Ronaldo's won it for Portugal. Time really is running out for Iran. And Karim Ansarifat, who started the first 2 games for them, very willing runner, sort of lanky striker, is going to come on. What? Guerrero to Ronaldo. Ronaldo wants to bring this home for Portugal. Wants a goal to make up for the penalty that was saved. Bernardo Silva, good control over on the right-hand side. Mohammedi trying to stick with him, puts his arms around his waist. Mohammedi now intercepts. Now he's got pace. Away the left-hand side, down he goes. Sprinting like a 100-metre runner here. He's overrun it. Carvalho's there, and the throw-in goes to Iran.
Well, his nickname, Roadrunner. Mohammedi, meet me, that's what they call him.
That's right. Throw in Iran, who need 2 goals, just over 15 minutes to play, to try and turn things on their head inside Group B.
Do better that.
Terrible throw. Giving it away. Luckily they've got it back, but it's deep inside their own half. Spain 1, Morocco 1. Portugal topping the group on 7 points. Spain will go through as runners-up on 5 points. Spain will play Uruguay in the last 16. Portugal will play the host Russia. João Mario down the line to Cristiano Ronaldo. Breaks through one challenge. Good header from Ibrahimi. Threw himself in the way of Ronaldo and nods it back to his keeper.
He does a good job, Ibrahimi, just breaking the play up, but they need to be better in possession. Keep saying the same things, but they're trying to force it all the time.
Here's Azmoun into the penalty area. Angles impossible down by the byline. Knocks across into the feet of Pepe. Ball back in. And Jose Font is there this time to clear. Azmoun stays down. He's okay. He's got to get himself up. Iran desperately needs something from him. Top scorer he is. Was in qualifying with 11 goals in 14 games. That's 23 for his country in 34 internationals. Carlos Queiroz.
He wanted a penalty.
No, he wants a penalty. He's asking for the old VAR on the challenge on Azmoun.
Think so.
He's asking the whole stadium. Let's have a look.
I'm not so sure.
I'm saying no, so you have to say yes because we have to disagree.
We don't. I think Queiroz is clutching there a little bit. But is he going for VAR?
Well, the players are surrounding him. Let's just have a look.
Or is he gonna send
Queiroz
Queiroz
off? No, he's off to Queiroz. He's off to go and have a chat to Carlos Queiroz, I think. So here comes the referee, Enrique Caceres, running towards the halfway line, and he's pointing at Carlos Queiroz and said, "I've had enough of you tonight. You are off." We can't actually see Queiroz on our pictures at the moment. It must, Queiroz is saying, "What me? You're sending me off." And the referee says yes, and he now leans forward and he explains to Queiroz that is that. It's a big night for Carlos Queiroz. We said this right at the start, didn't we, Chris Sutton, with his links to Portugal, having managed the national team twice, having had the falling out with Ronaldo. And his team have given everything again this evening. And it looks like they're going to come up short.
And he's a passionate man. I think he's done an absolutely brilliant job, this Iranian team, the pride of Asia. But he wants to win. He wants his side to go through. Tensions running high, full of passion. He's just losing it, as many people in the stadium and on the pitch are.
Spain 1, Morocco 1, Iran 0, Portugal 1, and we're into the last 15 minutes of both games. Tomorrow, Group C and Group D will get decided. Full commentary of Denmark-France at 3 o'clock on 5 Live. Conor McNamara and Dion Dublin with that one. Australia-Peru is the other game. And 7 o'clock, Nigeria-Argentina in full on 5 Live. Iran come again, not a good ball. Pepe intercepts, whacks it out for a throw.
They've had opportunities. Once they get into that final third, that wasn't a difficult pass. And sorry, Father, they're picking the wrong pass.
14 minutes to play. Again, looking around these stands, absolutely packed with Iranian fans. I'll tell you what we could get here is Milad Mohammadi if he comes over and takes the throw and gives us the old circus act. That really would top everything. Amiri. Oh, that's a long throw into the penalty area, headed away to the edge of the box. Portugal player there first. That's Bernardo Silva. Look at Ronaldo go sprinting onto this pass from Bernardo Silva. Goes for the first time ball and actually gets that wrong. Not enough pace on it, and Ebrahimi intercepts. Plays a 1-2, gives it away to Ronaldo, and now they could pay for that. Ronaldo doesn't like that challenge. That's awful from Ebrahimi. Picks himself up. Andre Silva shoots and drives it right over the bar. Ebrahimi knew Ronaldo was getting to his feet and basically just locked his legs together in a sit. Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, yeah, I think he's now patting Ronaldo on the back. I mean, that's what you do. Don't let Ronaldo get up.
That's a yellow card.
Well, it probably is a yellow card, but you know they're hanging on in the World Cup. You don't want Ronaldo getting a free run at goal, but I tell you, really poor effort from Silva there. Hasn't been prolific.
No,
at all this season at Milan.
Long clearance from Bayram Van, hits an Iranian player last to Rami. Queiroz is back on the sideline, so goodness knows.
There's some head scratchers
What
tonight.
on earth is going in? Let's check in Spain-Morocco with Robin Cowan.
Spain still struggling to break this Moroccan side down as Sergio Ramos takes a pot shot from 40 yards, goes well into the stand. Still Spain 1, Morocco 1. Iago Aspas and Marco Asensio on for Spain to try and force the issue and get the win, but at the moment Morocco are parking the bus. Do you guys know what that is in Russian? Wondering? Spain 1, Morocco 1.
Good one, thank you, Robin. We'll work on it. Might have to be in our next commentary, Chris and I, doing Germany, South Korea on Tuesday night. I mean, we're going to have to explain what parking the bus is, first of all. But anyway, Portugal 0, Iran 1. Pepe with his right foot, diagonal ball to the right-hand side, and Jean Mario nods it down the line and out of play for a throw. Time running out for Iran here. 5th World Cup, never been through to the last 16, have only ever won 2 games out of 14 in the World Cup. One of those was here, of course, against Morocco in the first game. It looks like they might just come up short. Ibrahimi plays the ball back into defence. Here's Hosseini with his left foot. That looked like a slightly tired pass at the inside left channel. Milad Mohammadi does have energy. He's on as the substitute. William Carvalho gets it back on the halfway line. Gives it to Jose Font. Jose Font turns and plays it back to Rui Patricio, whose clearance is controlled by Cedric. Cedric on Amiri. The ball ran away from Cedric, stuck a leg out desperately. Iran get the free kick.
He took a heavy touch. I don't know what he's complaining about. Amiri nicked in front of him. Cedric went to ground. But it's getting desperate now for Iran. They may as well get the centre-halves up into the box. We're waving them forward. Load the ball in, get a knockdown, score, then they're back in this.
I've seen Queiroz leave the field twice tonight and he's still watching the action. Just over 10 minutes to play. Iran 0, Portugal 1. Portugal going to win the group as things stand. Spain still looking for a goal against Morocco.
I think they've shown better intensity, haven't they, Iran, in this second half.
Just trying to think, Chris, if Spain did score and get 2-1 ahead, that would put them ahead on goals scored. Iranian player goes down holding his face in an off-the-ball incident.
As Ronaldo
was involved. Now, William Carvalho's control has let him down. Amiri can't make the most of it. We're going to stop play. We are going to stop play because the Iranian player is down holding his face. Cristiano Ronaldo is saying, I didn't do anything. The video assistant referees might have a look. Ronaldo's complaining. I mean, Iran don't want to waste time. Maybe they want to get Ronaldo sent off. I don't know.
And they're surrounding the referee.
Quickly to Kaliningrad. A goal. Robin Cowan.
Morocco have retaken the lead here from a corner kick. Sloppy marking from Spain. And it's powered in by the substitute El Nasser, Rob Green.
an incredible header. Wonderful ball in, met it, power, top corner, and the Moroccans have gone crazy. We were questioning whether they'd be up for the fight. I'll tell you what, they put a shift in tonight, and they actually probably deserve this off the balance of the game.
Drama here. Drama here. Thank you, Robin. Morocco lead Spain 2-1. Spain still going through as runners-up. The video assistant referee has looked at the challenge by Cristiano Ronaldo off the ball. We're looking at him putting his arm over the defender and pushing it back hard into him, and the referee has been sent to the side of the pitch to have a look at the screen. This could be a straight red card for Cristiano Ronaldo. Chris Sutton, what do you think, having watched the replay?
It's a red card, it's a coming together. He does throw an elbow, it's slippery. Ronaldo should be sent off. You cannot do what he did. It's excessive force. It's a daft challenge. Ronaldo has to go.
Massive call for the referee, this.
It is a massive call, but you have to send him off, Cristiano Ronaldo or not. It's a stupid thing to do. He's thrown his arm.
The referee is looking at different angles of this at the moment. It's the centre-back, Paul Alaganji, who moves into Ronaldo's path. For a second time, Ronaldo goes over the top of him and just pushes that right arm back with force and catches him on the side of the face. The referee is looking and talking to the video assistant referee. They've had a discussion and he's now coming back out onto the pitch. This could have a huge impact at this World Cup for Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal. Ronaldo is staring at the referee. The referee turns to the sidelines and tells someone to be quiet. He's walking back into the middle of the pitch. What is he going to do? Here he comes.
Get him off.
He's got a yellow card. A yellow card for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Come on. It's a red card, Ali.
Well, that is a talking point tonight. He's had a penalty save, Ronaldo. He was getting frustrated, and you, Chris Sutton, believe he should have been sent off.
Absolutely. You just can't do it. The referee has bottled it. He's thrown his arm. You just cannot do that. Nowhere near the ball. That's ridiculous. It's weak refereeing. Goes to VAR, and I think it was the right thing to do to go to VAR if he was unsure, but come on.
This is going to get feisty last 7 minutes. Iran still need 2 goals. Let's not forget Morocco are leading Spain 2-1. Spain are still going to finish runners-up. They will go through to play Uruguay. I mean, that's an outstanding defeat, though, an outstanding win for Morocco, and Portugal leading the group on 7 points. We've got to keep an eye on Ronaldo now. I mean, had he been sent off, Portugal would have lost him for some big games.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, in those moments you need your referees to be brave, and the referee wasn't brave enough. Just watching it again, poor Alaganji, he smashes him in the face with his forearm. I mean, how is that not a red card?
Huge talking point on 5 Live tonight at the World Cup, and Carlos Queiroz, we've just seen his reaction to the decision. He throws his arms in the air, and he said exactly the same as you, basically, Chris, I'm sure. How on earth has Cristiano Ronaldo not been sent off?
Well, I'll tell you what, if it was the other way round, we would have seen a red. The big players, the referees, they don't deal with them.
6 minutes to play. Iran still need 2 goals. They're bottom of the group now because Morocco are beating Spain. Portugal on 7 points, Spain on 4, Morocco and Iran on 3, and Morocco ahead of Iran because they've scored 2 goals and Iran has scored 1. I know. Well, it's all happened, doesn't it, in the second half? It's what the World Cup's all about, Chris. You got to try and, if you can't stand the heat. Long throw from Bayram Van downfield. Azmoun jumps with Pepe. Pepe goes down. Azmoun's penalised. I've got a feeling this last 5 minutes is going to get bitty, nasty.
But, that incident with Ronaldo, they would be down to 10 men. They would be disadvantaged. And you just don't know whether Iran would have made them pay.
William Carvalho plays the ball away to the left-hand side. Over towards Guerrero. Guerrero infield here. Back to William Carvalho. 5 minutes to play. Iran 0, Portugal 1. Portugal should have had a penalty in the first half. Ronaldo's penalty saved in the second half. Ronaldo should have been sent off for the challenge on poor Alaganji. Carlos Queiroz feels Iran should have had a penalty as well.
No.
Okay, but I'm just telling everyone what's happened in the game, Chris.
But no.
5 minutes to play, and as it stands, Portugal going through as group winners, Spain on 4 points, Morocco on 3, Iran on 3. Portugal again just starting to take control of this game, and Iran having to chase the ball. Adrien Silva cross to William Carvalho towards Cristiano Ronaldo, down the left hand side to Guerrero. Guerrero's cross is blocked, and now Rezaian gets on the ball and brings it away for Iran. Intercepted on the halfway line. William Carvalho.
He's been good.
Machine.
He's been absolutely terrific. I don't think he's given the ball away.
Coming down the right hand side here is Bernardo Silva. Gives it to Cedric. Cedric with a little step over, trying to beat Mohammadi on the outside. He's done that, gets his cross in, it goes behind. I'm just looking, Chris, if Iran got an equaliser here, they would get to 4 points. Their goal difference would go level, which is the same as Spain's, but Spain have scored more goals than them, so Spain would still go through, to my mind, in second place.
Well, sometimes your mind is wrong, so you may want to...
That's outrageous.
You want to look again.
Font plays the ball up to the halfway line. As it stands, though, Spain going through as runners-up, but they're losing. They're losing in Kaliningrad to Morocco. Fine reward for Morocco. They've played some good football at this World Cup. Iran 0, Portugal 1, and Ronaldo very, very lucky here to get away with not getting sent off. Bayram Van has been a hero for Iran at this World Cup. Brilliant penalty save. It's not going to be enough, though. Ronaldo brings the ball down on the edge of the area. Ebrahimi at his heels. Ronaldo's looking for a foul here, I think. He's waiting for someone to come in with a challenge. And Sarifat does it. Ronaldo goes down. Clever stuff, wins the free kick.
Yeah, experienced play. Shouldn't be on the field. Really shouldn't be. But no, they're just running the clock down. They're using their experience. They've been superior in possession. In fairness, they deserve it. You think Iran haven't created enough. Second half, though, I have to say Iran have given it a go.
They are gnarled, tough, canny competitors, Portugal. Fernando Santos, since taking over, 1 defeat. This will be in 31 competitive internationals. I mean, they get the job done.
They know how to win games.
Yeah.
They know how to win big pressure games.
They're going through to the last 16 as group winners as things stand. Ronaldo looking for a header in the penalty area here. The free kick is too close to Bayram Van. We're into the last 2 minutes of the game. Bayram Van was fouled there as he slung the ball downfield. He's almost thrown it from box to box. That was enormous. And Amiri here running down the left-hand side. First touch is clumsy. Portugal clear, and the ball goes out for an arm throw. They've got to score 2 goals in about 3 or 4 minutes here, Iran. Azmoun chests the ball down. William Carvalho is there.
Half a chance. Any more on that flick? Had runners there.
Milad Mohammadi on the run. Through the middle he goes. Right-footed ball. Plays it across the pitch here. Turned round the corner by Ansarifat. This cross has got to come in from Rezaian. Deep to the far post. Azmoun nods it down. Pepe's there. No way through. Volleys it away. Iran 0, Portugal 1. Iran throw on the left. We're into the 90th minute of the game. The referee's whistle blows. Are we going to have a change? Carlos Queiroz is a couple of yards outside his technical area. That's a serious infringement. He's going to get in trouble.
Oh, that was a bit better from Iran.
Disappointingly, Amiri's going to take the throw. I want to know. It's Mohammadi who does the funny ones. Now, what's going on here? What's the referee? He stopped the game. He's got his hand in the air. Players surrounding him. Is this another off the ball incident in the penalty area? Azmoun is jumping for the header. Iran are saying it was handled. That it was handled by Cedric. Well, it's hit his arm. It has hit his arm.
Yeah, it has hit his arm, but his arm is in an unnatural position. As the ball's hit diagonally, Azmoun gets up, he knocks the ball down, but all Cedric is doing is jumping, and with the knockdown, it just hits him on the arm. That cannot be a penalty.
All I'll say is they're looking at it at the moment, but we think, Chris, that they will say to him no penalty. But I mean, it's a shambles on the pitch at the moment because the referee is surrounded by both sets of players who are chatting away to him.
What I would say, nothing would surprise us tonight.
No, absolutely not. Iran 0, Portugal 1. Portugal still going through as group winners. Let's just see what happens to this decision. 6 minutes of added time to play, and once we know, we can then head to Kaliningrad and get the latest on Spain-Morocco. Spain are losing to Morocco 2-1 but this could be absolutely crucial, because if he gives a penalty here, Iran still have 6 minutes to get back in the game.
What I don't understand is why are they taking so long over this decision?
Your guess there, Chris Sutton, is as good as mine. Now, we've heard a whistle blow. We're still watching replays and waiting for the decision of the referee. Oh, he's being sent over. He's coming back to the screen again. This could be an Iran penalty, depending on what the referee decides. He has to make the final decision.
You cannot give a penalty for that.
You said he had to send Ronaldo off, and he didn't.
Yep.
So, let's see what he decides. Spain 1, Morocco 2. Spain still going through as group runners-up. Back there shortly. He's looking at the picture now of Cedric with his left arm out, and he has got to decide whether that's a penalty.
This is a huge goal.
Now listen, if they get a penalty and score it and get back to 1-1, they'd be level on points with Spain, but they would still be behind on goals scored. They need to win this game, but
6 minutes.
They would still have a chance to do so. Here he comes. Drum roll, please. Referee's on his way. VAR playing a massive part in Sarance tonight. He's
not going to give it.
Cedric's muttering under his breath. He blows his whistle. He draws the rectangle. No! He gives the penalty. He gives the penalty to Iran.
Come on, Iran!
A chance to equalise against Portugal and then go for broke, try and get the winner, try and knock Portugal out of the World Cup and get to the last 16. But, Chris Sutton, they've got to score the penalty. Robin Cowan, something's happening in Kaliningrad.
Spain have equalised after consulting with the VAR. Iago Aspas with a lovely back heel from a corner kick. He was flagged offside, it was overturned. Spain 2, Morocco 2.
Terrible news for Iran, that, because if this goes in 1-1, still not good enough. They would be on 4 points, but they still had to win the game anyway. So in fact, scratch what I just said, they still needed to win. I'm losing the plot, everyone's losing the plot. Penalty, who's this taking it for Iran?
And sorry, Fard, I think it is.
Right.
I can't watch.
Oh my goodness. And look at the Iranian fans. They've got their phones up. They've all got their mobile phones up, filming the moment. Oh, he looks nervous. And Sarifat looks so nervous here, staring at the ball. He's got about a 5-yard run to it. Great drama in Saransk. Here he comes. Right foot in. Top corner! What a penalty from Karim Ansarifat. He doesn't want to celebrate. He wants to get back to the halfway line because Iran still need to win this game. They've levelled against Portugal. A second half packed with drama, and they need to find a second goal. Spain at the moment are back on top of the group. They've got 5 points. Portugal have got 5 points. It's Iran 1, Portugal 1. That is the coolest penalty you'll ever see under that sort of pressure. Chris Sutton.
And Ansarifat, he kisses the floor. It is a brilliant penalty, a pressure penalty. 80 million Iranians will be cheering that goal. They're still in it.
80 million Iranians and one Chris Sutton. He's a massive Iran fan. Spain are top of Group B now, Chris, because they've scored 6 goals and Portugal have scored 5. So all of a sudden, Spain are playing Russia in the last 16.
I don't care.
Well, I do. And Portugal are playing Uruguay. It makes a big difference. Ebrahimi plays the ball forward. And all Iran care about is Azmoun flicking it on here. And Guduz has a shot. Oh, Taremi! Oh, he's so wide! I don't believe it! What a chance to win the game! He was 6 yards out on his left foot with the keeper to beat, and he couldn't take it. That was the moment.
How has he missed it? It's a golden opportunity. It falls for him. They will not get a better chance. They haven't had a better chance in the competition. It's easier than the penalty, and he slices it horribly into the side netting.
Cannot believe he's not got that on target. I mean, the keeper might have saved it. He might have narrowed the angle. That has to be on target. And Portugal make a change. We'll take a breath. Right, we played 5 minutes of added time. It was meant to be 6, but with all the penalty drama, we're still going here. 5 Live at the World Cup. This is one of the most dramatic games you'll hear. Andre Silva's coming off. Gonzalo Guedes is coming on. Ronaldo's had a penalty saved. He should have been sent off. Iran have scored a penalty. VAR's been everywhere this evening. And Spain are topping the group after a 2-2 draw with Morocco. I mean,
I don't
what's
know.
going on?
Ronaldo should have been sent off. The referee got the decision. That was a bad decision for the penalty. Brilliantly tucked away, but Iran should be in front. What an opportunity.
Tell you what, the referee looks exhausted. He looks absolutely exhausted. I'm not sure he knows what's going on anymore. We're into the 6th minute of added time.
He doesn't. We don't.
Iran 1, Portugal 1. Spain 2, Morocco 2. It all means Spain topping the group as it stands, and games getting very near to a finish.
Well, it was Taremi who missed the big chance against Spain, wasn't it?
Iran have got to score. They've probably got a minute or so to try and do it. They've had. I can't imagine they'll get a better chance than that. That's brilliant from Ronaldo to block the clearance. That was a high foot though there. Could have got a yellow for that. Ball is floated forward into the Portugal half, headed away to the halfway line. Rezaian has it for Iran. They're just going to go long now. Poor Ali Ganji up towards Azmoun. Chests it down. William Carvalho intercepts. Azmoun runs back to win it. Mohammadi turns. He's got to get this forward quickly. Goes sideways on the halfway line. Under pressure here. Bernardo Silva closing things down. Rezaian plays the ball forward. 6 minutes of added time has already been played. Iran have to score. Godus on the ball. Plays it to the left-hand side. Amiri gets the cross in. It's high and deep. It's too far behind. It's behind for a goal kick. That might just be that. That needed a better ball.
Yeah, better quality. They've lacked quality going into the box. That was a really good opportunity, but credit Iran. They've really given it a go, and Portugal are hanging on.
Well, we played well over the minimum of 6 minutes added time. Full time is Spain 2, Morocco 2. Spain topping the group with that result on goals scored at the moment. Rui Patricio clears with his left foot. Iran have the ball back. They must get it forward. There's a bit of a miscommunication there. Majid Hosseini plays it across his own penalty area. Ronaldo chases. It's a massive heave-ho down the middle of the pitch. Drops inside the Portuguese half. Portugal have won it. And here's Guedes. He's got to try and keep it. All over. Portugal are through as group runners-up after the most dramatic night imaginable in Saransk. It's finished Iran 1, Portugal 1.
What's going on
Yellow
here?
cards are still being dished out at the full-time whistle. Cristiano Ronaldo is a very, very lucky man. He should have been sent off in this game for an off-the-ball challenge. Carlos Queiroz and Fernando Santos, the two managers, are having an argument, but now they make up an embrace. Iran got the equaliser with the late penalty, and what a chance, Chris Sutton. What a chance for Mehdi Taremi to be a hero in Iran. He had a chance to win the game. They haven't done it. Spain top the group. They play Russia in the last 16, and Portugal now, after a huge scare, will take on Uruguay, and that will take us to a couple of days to get over.
It'll take us a couple of years to get over. Incredible at the end, it really was. Iran should be in the last 16. What an opportunity. Did they deserve to get themselves back in it? Well, they did, however they did it, and Sarifat, brilliant penalty under pressure, but then that moment, that was the opportunity, and Taremi, he missed horribly, but second half I thought Iran really gave it a go, and they were so unlucky, but what a game.
You can see the relief on the faces of the Portuguese players, and some of the Iranian players are in floods of tears, face down on the turf, sobbing. They cannot control themselves. That was the chance of a lifetime. Is that Taremi? Is that who missed the... It might well be Taremi, who's being hauled to his feet. Bayran Van, what a hero, saved the penalty.
The super shepherd. I mean, there are so many moments. Ronaldo, though, the best player in the world, he should have gone. There were so many incidents in this game, but I feel Iran should have gone through. They will never get a better opportunity. That was the moment, that was the time, and they missed.
Chris Sutton will never ever give up on Iran. They have just fallen at the last hurdle, Kelly Cates. So much to talk about in that game. Spain top the group on 5 points, level on points with Portugal. Spain play Russia, Portugal play Uruguay. Final score in Saransk, Iran 1, Portugal 1.
Spain then going through top of the group on goals scored, but Chris Sutton, Enrique Caceres, the referee in this game, I don't think I've ever seen a referee walk off a pitch looking more worn out than he did at the end of this match. It's been eventful for him as well.
Yeah, I thought he had an absolute shock. I've got to tell you, Kelly, I mean, there's players on the pitch crying their eyes out, the Iranians. They have given their absolute all. They're being consoled by the Portuguese players, but yeah, the referee, in the big moments, you want him to get the big decisions right, and he got some horribly wrong. But I tell you, there are really emotional scenes here. Players on their hands and knees. Taremi being consoled by the Iranian part of their coaching team. fans crying, tears streaming down their faces. They have given everything, and I think the Iranian fans will be so proud of their team. But incredible match. The Portuguese were the better team overall, but Iran had that fight. They dug in, they kept going. They should have gone through.
Chris, let's just...
The official World Cup coverage on SJ Radio.
Okay, so after those two matches then, Spain 2, Morocco 2, then with Morocco and Iran 0 after Iran 1, Portugal 1. So at the table then, Uruguay face Portugal, Spain face Russia in the last 16 rounds. Saudi Arabia and Egypt of Group A is out, and Iran and Morocco are out. Playing tomorrow. With the World Cup action, Australia, Peru, 3 o'clock, Denmark and France. So, as it stands at the moment, Group 3, France and Denmark are through, Australia out and Peru out. But if Australia beat Peru tomorrow and Denmark lose against France by 3 goals or more, and Australia win by 2 goals or more and not concede, Australia go through knocking Denmark out. Then on Wednesday we got Group D. Also Group D, also tomorrow, Nigeria and Argentina, Iceland and Croatia. Korea is got 6 points, Nigeria 3 points, Iceland and Argentina both with 1 point. That means that Iceland can still go for a goal difference if Nigeria and Croatia. Nigeria beat Croatia and Iceland beat Argentina. That means they go through, so still no guarantee of who will be that. Wednesday then, Korea Republic, Germany, Mexico and Sweden. That's a 3 o'clock kickoffs. Those are for Group E. Brazil and Switzerland both on 3 points. Siberia and Korea and Costa Rica. Costa Rica out of the competition, they can't bounce back, but Siberia can still take second place, knocking Switzerland off and also Brazil off as well. So that's all to play for in Groups E. And then 7 o'clock kickoffs, Brazil taking Siberia and Switzerland take on Costa Rica. Just said that. Thursday, Poland and Japan and Senegal and Colombia. This is Group F. Also, we have Panama and Tunisia, England and Belgium. So, England and Belgium. England's through, Belgium is through. As guaranteed, Tunisia and Panama both on 0 points. So even if they win, even if Tunisia or Panama win, they're going to go for it. England and Belgium are through, that's a given. Nothing can happen on that side of the table. And finally, the Group F's, which is Japan, Senegal, Colombia and Poland. Japan, Senegal on 4 points, Colombia on 3 points and Poland on 0 points. So Japan and Senegal are through at the moment. Colombia can still take charge and knock Japan or Senegal off. And then on Saturday is when the round 16s all start. So results from today then. which Group A's was Siberia 2, Egypt 1, Uruguay 3, Russia 0, and then Group B's Iran and Portugal 1-1, Spain and Morocco 2-2. Back to more 3 o'clock for more exciting stuff from the World Cup. Sit down.
The World Cup 2014 in Brazil.